Really? Here we go. Does that work? I'm not muted anymore. Let me know if that works. Yep. All right. All good. Classic. Yeah, it is. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you're doing all right. It's been a while. So today we are streaming on both Twitch, YouTube, but also Steam. I will mostly be able to read the Twitch chat, but wherever you are seen. Thank you for joining us. Today we are doing a live stream because there's been a new update. We didn't do a live stream for the launch, so I haven't had a chance to talk to you since. It has been a while, yeah. But yeah, we have a ton of cool features I wanted to show you guys, and you've probably already played all those features and seen the content, but I figured maybe some insider thoughts, or, you know, there may be some dev insights I may be able to provide you. And at the end of today's session, we will be taking a look at a lot of concept art. So concept art that has been done for the update, but also concept art for things yet to be. So hopefully that will be interesting. Thank you, 5Kotov, for the following. Thank you so much. So yeah, let's get started. But before that, I have to introduce to you a guest. So I'm not alone today. I'm joined by Hayley, which is our community manager. Hello, Hayley. How are you doing?
Hello. How's everyone doing? I'm doing well. So excited to be here. I hope.
Yep. Sorry. Discord decided to stop being in focus for a moment.
We're good.
We're good.
I hope everyone can hear me okay.
Yeah, let us know if you can hear Hayley, just to be sure that we she doesn't talk and no one can hear. Yep.
Okay,
all right.
Great. Awesome.
Thank you,
This is my
Finir.
first stream.
Yeah, it is Hayley's first stream.
Yeah.
So we did have a stream with Max, Kenzie, and Mary in the past. So you guys may be familiar with a few of Astrolab's voices, at least, because I don't think we showed those faces. But Hayley is our community manager. You may have heard, saw her on the Discord, because she's super busy there, answering everyone's questions, taking everyone's feedback. She's basically the bridge between you guys and the rest of the team. So yeah, maybe you even interacted more with her than with me. Okay, so today we will be playing in multiplayer. So I'm gonna launch the game. There we go. And let's put on the gameplay scene. If that works. Yeah, there we go. If anything doesn't work, if she can turn up a bit, that would be just better. The volume? Okay, let's see. So
turn it up on your end.
Yeah, I might do that. So I'm just gonna stop the music in the background because we're playing Aloft now. And then let's see. We're here on the gameplay screen. Headphones. Is that better? So, oh, once again. Okay. Hayley, try sing something.
Hello, test 1 2 1 2. I'm just posting announcements on socials to say that we're live.
Perfect.
How do I sound?
Is that better? Is this update features from the current release build or secret flying squirrel internal build? So this is the public build. The internal build is currently used for upcoming stuff. So yeah. She sounds fine, better. All right, nice. Okay, so let's play, shall we? Hey, Hayley.
Hello. I should remember to play, huh?
Yeah. All right. So I believe my character already is full of stuff. Maybe I can drop you.
I see that. I saw that you already had a tool. I thought we said we were starting fresh.
I mean, the world is fresh. I dropped you a glider here if you wish to.
You did. Thank you so much.
Jump around. Bonsoir. Bonjour, Hayley. Comment ça va? All right. So, there are a few things to go through with this update, and the first being that we have a new starting cluster system, kind of. So basically, this starting island you're already familiar with. It's the same that has been there since the release of the game. But all the other islands of the starting cluster now have some variants. So we know a lot of people have to create new worlds when trying new content from the updates. And also, we thought it could be fun to just have everyone get different islands at the start, because if I'm joining your game in multiplayer, maybe I really like the second island of the starting cluster. But turns out a lot of players really liked that second island, so like there's a lot of similarity in everyone's homes. So this way, right now, I have a new island I can show you right here. We just made sure to keep the same vibe, the same loot, everything is kind of the same except the shape of the island. So here, this is a new variant. So usually this would be just a lake with a smaller tree at the middle, and everything else would be a bit differently placed. But here we go. This is now a variant of this island, and each of the islands have at least one variant. Maybe in the future we might do more. For now, we figured that's a good start.
I'm coming over to you, Nico.
Hello. Oh yes.
Hello.
Are you in the ground?
I think I just landed in the ground. This never happened to me before. Okay.
Interesting.
Good start. I'm here,
Good start. So we just unlocked a new thing at the Knowledge Town right here, which is the landing pad, which is one of many new blueprints you can unlock in the Knowledge Towns now. So they're sprinkled a bit between Emerald Isles, Fawn Heights, and the third biome, Red Cliff. And I will show them to you in a moment. But in the meantime, we have a new home system. So Hayley, maybe you can place down a home kite and claim this island. If we can, I think this is small enough.
Let me see if I...
Oh, yeah, maybe don't have the
that.
blueprint, right?
Should I go in creative?
Yeah, maybe creative would be good.
Yeah, I'll go in creative.
So basically, the goal was to have a home system at first. Oh my god, what are all these emotes? What's happening on screen?
It's our April Fool's update. It's just a little bit delayed.
What is that? I just noticed. As long as we get to keep Donut EB in the starting cluster, that'd be super sweet. Yeah, I think we do still have it in the back, yeah.
Oh, we do? Because I made sure of it.
Yeah, because it's so loved.
I told them you better not get rid of that.
Yeah, Whaley, we'll basically stream in English. If you have any specific questions in French, I can definitely answer you in French. Si t'as des questions en français, je peux te répondre en français, mais le reste du stream va être en anglais. Right? Oh, there we go! We saw a little critter here. So the ladybug that Hayley has in her hand used to be in the game already, but now it's part of the larger critter system. So you can see that we can now hold little critters in our hands. They have little animations as well, which is super cute. You can basically move them around, drop them, store them. So same as the livestock, like the sheep and everything, which is super cool. Super cute. And yeah, while we were looking at the concepts for all the critters, we were just dying of cuteness. Like, everything is so damn cute.
Everything is so
bees.
cute.
Yeah.
They're so fuzzy, the bees. Oh my gosh, I just want to pet them. You would never think you'd want to pet a bee in real life. Well, maybe, but
they look so
they're
fluffy.
so fuzzy.
Yeah.
They're so fluffy and aloft. And there's a cute little butterfly right here.
Oh yeah. The butterflies,
So precious.
you need the net to catch them. So we'll look at how we can grab the net in a few seconds. But right before that, I want to showcase the
getting ahead of
home
myself.
kite right here. So the way it used to work is you can place a home kite, claim it as a home, and then it's your home, right? And something we really liked about the way homes work is you can bring them from one world to the next world. So if you play in multiplayer, I can bring my home kite, my home island, and carry on my progress from my multiplayer, my single player save, basically. This also worked in a way that if we play together, but then you log off for the night, I can leave with my island and keep playing on my own. The problem with that, though, is that it wasn't really, it was lacking some cooperative features. So if I claimed a home with you, and then I wanted to log off for a night, the island left with me, so there was no way for me to leave it in the world for you. And that could have been simplified with being able to unclaim home islands and transfer them to someone else. But that's a whole system we're working on that takes a lot of time. So in the meantime, we introduce shared islands. So when I interact with this home kite now, you will see I have two options basically. So personal home is exactly the system you know so far. So it's an island that lives with you. You can carry it from world to world, but it cannot be unclaimed, right? It's a permanent acquisition of that island and it's tied to you. You can still set permissions and play with it with other friends, but you are the sole owner of the island. The shared home is just a way to play with other players on the same island without really caring about transferring the island from world to world. So the island will stay in the world even when you leave, and it will be everyone's island. So everyone can send animals there, everyone can get at-home bonus, everyone see the little icon and can teleport to it. So it's really just a way to play together. And then this one is not permanent, so if you wish to undo it and then turn it into a personal home to carry it to a different world, you still can. Be careful when you do that though, because once it's a personal home, it's stuck as a personal home for now, so we're working on that. You can have up to 3 shared homes for now. We might change that in the future. But yeah, so everyone can now share homes, which is nice. So let's create a shared home. There we go. Let's name it Nico and Hayley Critter Paradise. It's too
so
long.
original.
N and H Critter Paradise. Okay.
We'll have to decipher that next time.
Yes. There we go. We're home. So that's fun. Next thing I wanted to show you was the critters. So we have them in various rarities and in various biomes. So you can see the critter that Hayley has right now, the ladybug, is a very common critter from the first biome. Same for this white butterflies. But in total, we have about 45 different critters, and they are scattered in all the biomes. If you only look in the starting cluster, you won't find much because the starting cluster is only limited to the common critters. So you won't find anything rare there. Alright, let's check the chat just a moment. So, love the Jerboas. Yes, the Jerboas are so adorable. Like, the first time I saw one in the game, I just couldn't stop looking at it. And I was like, oh,
they're too cute.
Nice. They're so cute.
Did you just hear this bird?
This bird?
Come
oh, I do, yeah. Oh, there it is! There's a bird!
And I don't have a net yet, but I could pick it up because I propped myself onto this rock. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Holding the birds, guys, is just too precious. The way they stand on your finger is so sweet.
So
I'm
adorable.
Obsessed. I wish birds would just come to me like that in real life.
Yeah. Disney movie IRL.
Yeah. Maybe if I sing a little bit, they'll...
You should try next
like
time.
Shrek.
So, I'm getting ready to get struck by lightning in future updates. Oh, yeah. So that might be in reference to the behind the scenes we shared. So we're working on a way for charcoal to regenerate over time. So we're going to do it through lightning storms that strike trees and create charcoal this way. We don't want to have trees destroyed on the player's home island accidentally. Like, we know players care about their trees. Some of them are very decorative. So we will introduce a system for the player to have some control over what trees get struck by lightning. So, but yeah, that's a cool feature that's upcoming. Is there any more critters coming? No pressure, but some otters would be clutch. Just saying. That would be super fun. So we do have some more critters upcoming. There's even one that's going to be added in maybe in a few weeks. I don't know. We couldn't make it in time for the update, but I'll show you some concept art later. But yeah, we're each biome and will come with new critters and animals for sure. There is like a system we talked in the previous stream, which is like companion animals, which is more like a pet that you can that follows you and has some ability. This is more of a complex system that might come later, but we're reserving like the cutest animals for a companion system. So otters might be like in that group, for example. Question about creatures. Is there a reason the lizards go wild and spawn so frequently? That might be a little balance issue.
Question.
So, let me take a little sip of my my tea because I'm getting sick, so I might have to use the tissues and my tea a bit during stream. Okay. So yeah, the critters, they have spawn points. So for example, the rocks here are spawn points for insects. We can see a ladybug that spawned here. The trees are spawn points for birds. So there's a bird right here that spawned. And on the ground, we have spawn points for various stuff, including the lizards. There might be a bit too many spawn points on platforms right now. That might be the reason why you see so many lizards. So we might be wanting to tweak some values, because I did see on some streams that, yeah, lizards are getting a bit invasive after a while. Hi everyone. Hi also Soulfire. Will it increase the maximum amount of animals we can have? You mean like in the like the livestock, like the sheep and the alpaca and everything? So the critter system doesn't like interact with that amount, so you can have as many critters as you want, and like all your farm animals are separate from that. So yeah. Hello and greeting from Germany. Hello, how are you? I'm so in love with this game. I'm so glad you like it, Shadow Soul. Yeah. So fulfilling, yes. Like a lightning rod type thing for a charcoal. Yeah, exactly. Something to let
like
you
that.
say, yeah, I want this to strike. We're not sure exactly how we're gonna do it yet, but yeah, it's gonna be around that area. Okay, cool. So let's see how we can catch some of these critters, right? So there's the workbench, which has a few new recipes. Let me go and create it now. Oh, yeah, the creative mode has a lot of things to unlock. Okay, so in the workbench, you'll notice a few new additional recipes. So the first one is the bug net. So anything that's a flying critter, so the bees, the butterflies, the moths, that's all things that need to be caught with the bug net. So bug net is 1 wood, 1 carved wood, a bright sunflower, and 2 wool threads. So you will need to have shears and sheep to be able to have the wool thread and explore a bit to find the bright sunflower. But once you have that, you have the bug net, and then you can catch as many of these small critters as you'd like. And this is quite an important item, because the critter that is by far the most varied in the update is definitely the butterflies and the moths. So we have about like 30 of those. So you will want the bug net for that. Next, we have the bat feed and the bird feed. So as you saw, Hayley captured a bird just with her bare hands by being close enough to the bird. But some birds will be high up. The bats are sometimes hard to see in caves. So we have feed, which is just an easy way to catch those things. So if I make a bird feed, there we go. It goes right into here, my Vaselinus. I can put it in my hotbar. So when I equip it, I can basically just click, extend my hand to attract any bird that's in the area. So I don't have to look like forever to find them. So let's try that. So I extend my hand. Oh, and there we go.
Oh,
a little bird comes.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Isn't that cute? We just got a bird. So this is like, I love this animation. Little bird coming to feed it and landing on our finger. It's just so adorable.
It's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
So cute.
Okay, so someone's asking. Okay. Some bee
There was
pigment.
a question about shared home.
Oh yeah. Are the
Fully
shared
tied
homes
to the world. So for now, they're fully tied to the world. They cannot be spawned in and out. But we may improve this for the future as we add new content that requires a new world. Items like islands and stuff like that are part of world generation. So in the future, we'll probably have to allow them to be spawned into a new world. But I think we're looking into that.
Yeah.
There's some limitations.
So, it's the home island system is kind of tricky to work with, just the way we set up the game. So, right now we cannot transfer the shared homes, but as soon as we'll be able to unclaim personal homes, there will be like kind of a way to do it. So you can turn the shared home into a personal home to transfer worlds, and then turn it back into a shared home to share it in that new world. Which is, there's maybe like a better way we can introduce, but there will be like a way to do it at least. So that's something we're working on currently. If we had shared islands with multiple people, can we have more animals compared to solo? Oh, that's the question. No, so shared homes is just a way to who's the owner of the island. It doesn't impact the quantity of animals that can be on the island. So yeah. Like, super cute.
I was trying to see if I could steal the bird from your hand with the net, but
Aww.
it's not happening.
No. The birds and all the animals, you can drop them on the ground though. So and this way other players can grab them and carry them.
So cute. I love its little animations.
Yes.
It's so precious.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's so precious.
Once the animal is on the ground, you can pick it up, which will bring it to your inventory, or you can hold it. So that's by holding the button. We wanted to like bring an easy way for players to just hold it in their hand, but at the same time, it's clearly the sort of item you want to carry around to restore ecosystems and stuff like that. So it is an inventory item. The way we did that, instead of being like a heavy object like the animals that you carry in your hands, it's instead like an equipment in your hotbar. So there we go. Okay, so this is super cute, but I also want to showcase the bug net. So the bug net, as you can see, the butterfly from earlier isn't there anymore. So when we go to our field guide, the field guide has a few new things inside of it. So the first thing is the different animals now have a few information about them. So here we can see that there's a sun icon underneath the bird, and that means that it's an animal that lives during the day and that can be seen during the day. So right now it's nighttime, so I won't be able to find any of those birds, even though they are technically on the island. When I go to the next page, I can see that that butterfly was also in the daytime. So I will need to go back to nighttime, to daytime if I want to see them, as opposed to the ladybug, which is both night and daytime. So I will be able to see it anytime. There we go. You may have noticed there's also a new need for the ecosystem. So the small animal diversity. So all the new critters from the update that aren't insects, like the bees and the worms and stuff like that, all count towards small animal diversity for the ecosystem. So there we go. So I will go back to daytime. So I'll do a little cheat here, just to go back in the morning. I know you can scroll the field guide. So useful. Yes, it is. Yeah, you can click here. You can see the different diversity you have, all the info you may need about what's on the island or not. This way you can see, oh, is there like an insect I haven't gathered yet on this island? Oh, there's a super rare butterfly. I will try to find it. That's the point.
I like that we added the legend to each page, so that, every time you're looking at a different set of critters, you still always have the information on the left side, so you don't have to flip between the pages. I think that's great.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a few more information here we can see. So the hidden tag, you may have seen it in your gameplay. Some people don't quite understand what it is, so we might want to clarify that. But hidden means that the island technically has that critter in its information. So as opposed to animals, there's a sheep. When I remove the sheep is gone. And the island takes into account like how many sheep it has. For the insects and the small animals, it works a bit differently. So the island can be basically infected with a critter, but what it means is that that critter lives here, right? So if I have ladybugs, it means this island has ladybugs in general. And I can go around and gather the ladybugs, but they will respawn over time. They will appear here and there as I explore the islands and as time passes. But even if I gather all of the ladybugs currently on the island, they will still continue to respawn over time. So for example, if we imagine a very, very small island with just one ladybug, if I take that ladybug, it will eventually respawn. So the hidden tag just means that you won't be able to see it right now because there's currently no entity, no bugs on the island of that kind, but it will appear eventually if you wait or if you explore, because it's infected with it, but it's not spawning right now. And the nesting period, which is the yellow sign, is when you yourself add an animal to an island or an insect. It's gonna wait about 10 minutes before it's embedded into the island, and respawn over time. That leaves you about a 10-minute gap where you can say, oh, I changed my mind, I don't want the frog on this island, and you can take it back and it removes it from the ecosystem. So here we go. We have a little butterfly here. So maybe Hayley can try to capture it. So pretty straightforward. You go to it, and then she can just swing the bat. A bit,
have better
closer.
aim than me when you do this. There we go.
There we go. So butterflies, like any other insects, you know, they go in your inventory, and like any other insects, you can move them to your hotbar, and then you can hold them and see them, which is super cute. There we go.
There we go. Oh, cute.
Like the other insects, you can also release them, but when you release them, they fly. So that makes a cute decoration.
Super
All right.
immersive. I love that. Should we show some more? There is another ladybug nearby.
Yeah, there is
here,
one right
so.
here.
So it's really useful, like, you know, with these smaller bugs.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Boom. Ladybug. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
then hide to reach places like this one. I mean, I did jump on the rocky, but definitely.
I'm not sure you can
it
catch a
definitely
bird
helped.
with a net.
Oh, you
but-
can?
No,
Oh, it's just flying bugs.
Yeah, it's
That was
just for
silly
the
of me.
insects. Yeah.
Let's just try. That's why. I was trying before.
Poor
I was
bird.
like, why isn't this work? Poor bird, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what the
I
feed
promise
is.
no animals are being harmed in the making of law.
But yeah, it was important for us that the animals don't, you know, we don't hurt the animal or we don't feel bad
Yeah.
for the animals. So birds, for example, they come to us when we hold our hand, and the butterfly, we don't, we have a way to like have a collection of the butterflies and present them, but we didn't want to do like the pin through the butterfly, you know, pin on the wall in the frame.
No,
So we made something different that I'll show you later.
Another thing worth mentioning is that the smaller bugs stack in your inventory, but some of the small animals, like birds and frogs, I believe we chose not to stack them so that they could kind of have a little bit of agency, a little bit of individuality per critter. We
Yeah.
don't want to treat them like objects.
It
We
would
wanna treat them
feel
like
weird.
individuals.
Yeah, it will feel weird to have like 200 of like a stack of 200 frogs, you know. So we felt like a stack of one feels more, you know, yeah, like it's a little frog. It's not just the frog resource, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check the vivariums and habitats. But maybe we can go to a different island to do that. So I will teleport to, let's say, the island 40. Let's try. I don't know. It's a random generation, right? So we'll see where we land.
I'll teleport to you.
Oh,
Frog resource. Oh. He's
so
just cheating this whole stream.
yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, it's a critter update, not a combat update, right?
That's true. That'll be for another time, maybe.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Oh, there it is. Little beautiful
Oh.
bird. Bird. That's a butterfly. Sorry.
The cheat totally did not work for me.
Oh, I
I
might
still
have
have
to
the
do
node.
it again.
I have the node, but
Maybe you need to do the cheat as well on your side.
it's uncorrupted.
It's the kill nodes cheat. If you
Yeah.
type K, it's gonna be
Ooh,
there.
let me just do that. That's so funny. I've never actually seen that happen.
Oh, there's a bee. There's the bee we were talking about.
Perfect.
So let's see if we can have more sun. That's so cute. A frog resource, yeah. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys the habitats and vivariums. So when we go to our building menu, we've added basically two sets of environments for the animals, and they work a bit differently. At first, they were all in the farming tab of the building system, but I think that didn't help differentiate them. So they were too similar. But okay, so I will explain them one by one. The first one is pretty straightforward. It's the vivariums. So vivariums are basically a stockpile. So when I build a stockpile, for example, here, and maybe one like this here, So I can open them like any chest, and then place my bugs and critters in here, and then they will visually appear on the habitat. Same for here, so Hayley just put some crawling insects on there. And there we go. So this is a way to store your critters, but in a way that doesn't feel like you are just putting stuff in chests, like putting living things in chests. So it's a chest that's more a proper environment for them. There's one for each type of critter. So we have the pond vivarium, for example, is for frogs. We have the burrow vivarium for any burrowing animals like the lizards and the snakes and Jerboa. And then the purge vivarium, which is for birds and bats. So I don't think I have any of those, for example, but there we go.
I really like that we did it this way. They're not just something to showcase, they're living beings. So I love that we found a way to give them an aesthetic showcase that is also something comfortable, something like a natural environment for them. So kudos to the designers for keeping them in mind. Yeah,
and the artists too. They made an awesome
the artists
job.
For sure. Absolutely, it almost looks like a museum exhibit. Is that the right word? But it's a natural environment, so I think that's really cool. Look at this chonky bee on my hand.
Oh, where are you? Oh, there we go. It's so cute.
It's so cute, and it's so big. It's like bigger than my hand.
Equipping the bee.
I love that.
Is so cute. Like it's scratching its little belly. I
love
cute.
when it scratches its belly. So cute. And the firefly is something we added super recently.
Yeah, I could show the firefly how it works. So the firefly, they make music. So maybe you're hearing, but every time the firefly opens, there's a little sound. There you go. And again.
You ran away from me. There you are.
And there we go. And if I place multiple of them,
it's just so magical.
Isn't it amazing? So you can have multiple of them and scatter them around, and then they make music, which I think is awesome.
Someone in the chat said, Hayley, make an anti-cheat for Nico.
I'm gonna get banned from the server.
That's
Too
so
much
funny.
cheats. Okay, let's see. We're glad to see the little critters get their own cozy corners to lurk in to make it even easier to simply watch them for a while. Yeah, definitely. That's what I like about them too. You can just go and observe the cool species you found. Especially some of the butterflies are especially beautiful. Like I think on this island there's a rare one, so the pink one at the top right is pretty rare, I think. Nice. And then the purple one is uncommon. So yeah. We also have a very legendary one. I'd be very surprised if someone found it. So I'm going to show you a concept of it later. But the super legendary butterfly appears about once per world. So that's that's very often.
I have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, I mean, if we're lucky, maybe we'll land on it. But it's a super rare occurrence.
One more thing. So many people have been asking for instruments. So this is your natural instrument, are these fireflies, because they just, every time they blink and illuminate that beautiful glow, it has that little twinkle sound, and it's just so nice to hear them together, and they're just making their own music. So yeah, definitely go and find these fireflies.
And because of the way it works, if I put a firefly on an island, it's gonna basically reproduce on that island on the different spawn points. So yeah, if you just drop one, there will be a few making music all around, which is super fun. Like this one, for example. Okay, there is also a question. Will there be bigger versions coming? Hold more critters and also give them more space to be about? Yeah, so we have smaller ones if you want to have like more of a personal connection with one animal. I don't know if we're going to make bigger ones. That's not currently in the plans, but you know, if there's enough demand, maybe we will. I know we wanted to have the rope in between two vivariums and the plank to be removed when you connect two together. So the same way that in the farming system, I can build two farming plots and they basically like fuse together. That was the plan for these as well. So I could, like, for example, take one of three vivarium and place it like this, and it will just be, oh, sorry, it will just be one big patch of grass, you know, with stuff in it. So maybe that will like give an impression of a bigger vivarium.
Yeah, it'll because it'll if we end up implementing it, because it'll get rid of kind of the inner barriers, it'll make it seem like one bigger vivarium. But since you mentioned it, I wanted to showcase these stands because that's something we added recently as well. I'm gonna put it on this rock if it lets me, so that we can show it high up. Yeah.
Or maybe build a little.
I can build something
mini
cuter.
home.
I'll build something cuter for sure. Let's do it. I think. Oh, you already started. You're fast, Nico. Is this coffee? That is coffee.
So yeah, the stands are basically a way to showcase one critter. So they're the same as a vivarium, or for one little guy. So maybe you can place some around, Hayley. I'm also gonna place
Curious
some...
what this hole is for. Oh, that might just be on my screen.
Some
okay, nice. Yeah, I'll
tables.
put on the table. It is in.
It's in the storage tab, I believe.
Storage.
Yeah.
Storage. Yep, here it is.
Let's see some more
they're
questions.
so cute.
Is there a way to see what kind of animal I have without trial and error? Yeah, for sure. So in the ecosystem of your island, you can just open your field guide. It will tell you exactly which critters are in the island. And if they don't have the hidden tag, this means they are surely somewhere. If you want to check the critter you have in your storage and your vivariums, you just come and look, basically. So I don't think there's much trial and error involved if you're using Vivarium. You can just chest, you know, you even can name them, like the bee pile. This is my bee pile.
Bee pile!
And then for the environment, then it's definitely the field guide you want to check. Yeah. It would be great if we could connect the Vivariums. Yeah, definitely agree.
We're on it.
Hey, Purple. How are you doing? Kuro?
Hey, Kuro. What's up?
So yeah, the small stands here are basically a way to show one critter. So they're meant to be smaller and more indoor, so decorative. So you can have them on your bedside table or on the shelf or something like that. So we have quite a few of them. So Hayley showed a few, but we have, let's see, here we have the cushions. So we have this one, and this one. So we have different variants for each biome, basically. There's a bird perch, so I can maybe place this one here. We have this one and this one. Same, but for the bats. So the bat hanger, it's exactly the same thing, but for bats. And then we have the frog pool, which is super nice. Let's do
Love the frog pool.
Here, and here. What else do we have? The flower pot, which we already placed. And then, oh yeah, there we go. So the trellis. So the trellis are more of a wall. Yeah, wall decoration. You can have butterflies, you can have bees. These little flowers, you know, for small insects. The frog pool is for frogs. I don't know if I can give frog. Surely not. Give frog blue. Give blue frog. I should check with the
item ID somewhere.
Yes, I would love that. And the cushion is for anything. So cushion, you can really place like any critter and it will be on the cushion. So you could place a frog, you can place a lizard, you can place a worm if you want. Worms can be placed there too. So yeah, so it's a more personified environment. Does the bee not come with a little tiny stinger on the butt? I guess not.
They are non-stinging bees in a loft.
Non-stinging.
They don't need to sting in a loft because everything is just peaceful here.
Yeah, I guess.
And look at that. Look at this chunky frog. Maybe
Oh,
I'll
yeah. Oh, there we go.
my torch so you can see a little bit better.
Oh my god, now it's an
You look
ominous
so
frog.
dramatic.
I can
with
maybe
the
just
lighting.
change the time of day. That would be better. There we go.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Look how he's just sitting so happily doing his froggy thing. I love the frog. I think the frog vivariums and the stands are my favorite.
Oh, I canceled by accident. It's floating animation.
I saw that. How dare you?
I'm gonna wait again.
How dare you? Look how nice this little butterfly is over the stand. You know, that's the individual stands are really good for those like mythic and rare butterflies because you can showcase them individually. I think that's really cool. A little crowded in here, don't you think?
Yes, it is. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
wondering why you made a stool for each of the cushion. It's so you know, so we could sit and stare at other animals.
That's true. Let's try that. Can I?
Like, look
Okay,
at the
so-
firefly. Just all cozy. Oops.
So cute. Okay, so we saw the bee, we saw some butterflies, we saw the moths is basically the same thing, frogs done, beetles done, worms, firefly, so birds. So the other animals, we might want to change biome to see that.
Sure.
So maybe we can go to red cliffs. So I think if I teleport to 180, maybe that will be red cliffs, hopefully. Could we have the devs a bit louder and the music less loud? Yeah, sure. Options, all audio, and reduce that. There we go. Should be better. All right. So, this is Red Cliffs for anyone who never encountered Red Cliff before. And there are a couple new critters here. Oh, there we go. There's a lizard on this island.
Where is it?
And
Oh, you just read your field guide. I'm gonna
yeah,
search for it.
and there is a lizard because it doesn't have the hidden tag, so it's guaranteed to be somewhere.
It's just it's hidden, but it's not hidden.
Yeah. Lizard.
So I've been told they like to spawn directly on the terrain because they're burrowing animals. That makes sense. So we will search.
Oh, there it is. There is the little lizard.
Where is
wagging
it?
its tail.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
So far,
These
this
are
is
the dogs.
yeah. This is
These are
as
the
close
dogs
to a
in the
dog
loft.
we'll get. Yeah.
Oh no, we're getting a storm now.
Oh,
I think.
oh.
That's fine.
Yeah, maybe I can do.
Look how cute. Wagging his tail, like, this is the face my dog makes when he wants a treat.
And it's making little noises as well.
Little noises are fantastic. And when you hold it, it's super funny.
It's so cute.
Oh my gosh, it's so sweet.
And yeah, I think is there another one, or does yours count as? Huh. Not sure.
Let's oh boy.
Okay, so I'm gonna showcase a bit the habitats. So we saw the vivariums. There's something else introduced here, which is the habitats. So for each type of critter, and for each biome, there's a habitat available. So for example, here, this is the flower habitat, and we have one for red cliff as such. There's also one, a burrow habitat for red cliff. Here we go. And these will look similar to vivariums because they are places where animals can live. But instead of being storage for the critters, these are more like generators. So they act as a spawn point. So if you don't have natural spawn points on your island, this is most common for frogs, for example. So frogs will spawn in the water, but you might not have any water on your island. But if you want a frog to spawn naturally, then you can build a pond habitat, and then this counts as a spawn point now, so it will be spawning frogs over time. So this is a great way to bring new critters to your island by adding a spawn point, but also counts for symbiosis, so the ecosystem basically. So in your field guide, you can see that all of my animals are correct, but there would be a little, basically a danger icon, a warning icon over them if they don't have a habitat. And they won't count for the ecosystem as long as they don't have their habitat ready. So if I were to introduce a frog here without this habitat, then it wouldn't count. It's just a frog, but it doesn't help the ecosystem thrive. But if I build this habitat here, then the frog has a habitat, and it will therefore count for the ecosystem. So that's how habitat works. It's more of a little ecosystem activity to build them, and also a way to be fail-proof about, like, if you want a specific critter but there's no spawn point, then you can force the game to have a spawn point this way. So just a little asset there.
I think that's great. I like that we encourage the player to, choose a proper space. Like, you can't just release a frog without water. The frog needs water. So I really like that we implemented it that way.
Yeah, it makes sense when you think about it, right?
Ecological and ethical reasons, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to build, just to showcase the burrow, Vivarium, since I picked up the lizard. I'm going to put Lizzie in there. Ah, there it is.
Super cute.
It's so easy to just put them right in their little vivarium. So happy he's making noises.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to customize them even more, each slot corresponds to a spot on the vivarium. So, for example, here for the frogs, I don't know if you remember the ID of the frog.
I have it handy. Let me grab it.
But maybe you can have one frog put into... Oh, no, in the vivarium, sorry, not the habitat. I'll build one.
Is it the orange frog?
That works. Any frog can go into any pond.
Oh, that's true. We did change that because we wanted players to be able to customize their vivariums with different types of critters and not just all the same critters. So we eased that restriction to make it a little bit more fun, let them have some friends. I'm going to give myself I think it's the green frog?
Yeah.
I'm double checking.
Any frog works, yeah.
Green
Hayley
frog.
asks if we will touch the subject of the future stuff we will add to the game, or the center of the hurricane. So we will be showing some concept arts that will show a few upcoming things, but we can't spoil too much. So we will be just touching on a few insights on what's coming. Yeah. Donc on va parler un peu de qu'est-ce qui s'en vient, des petits secrets, mais rien de trop majeur. By the way, I really love the sketching book. Any chance we'll be able to sketch items we can't sketch as of now, like small boats and broken boxes? Maybe. So we're discussing the possibility of letting players build those shipwreck pieces and those vestige pieces, but they're currently not really set up to be building pieces. But maybe we could turn them into that. So we've been discussing it. Maybe, we don't know. If there's a lot of interest, maybe we'll look more into it. When is there a new glider customization? We're currently working on it. So you may have seen in the glider bench we have a few options that we will expand upon. So glider stand right here. If I build it, I have my colors. So currently there's a lot of colors you can already change. But the pattern, we're working on a few more patterns, and the same for the shape. We're working on a bunch of shapes for you. And finally the trails, you may have noticed there's that, so that's also in the works. So yeah, I can tell you exactly when it will be implemented, but just know that we're actively working on it right now. So yeah. Do we have to put them into a vivarium, or can they just roam the island too? They can roam the island. So if I take back the lizard here and I put it into my hotbar, then I can just release it on the island like this, and it will just, hang there. It's not an NPC for optimization reason. It was a lot to track, so we went with they will just stay there basically, but I can pick them up and put them back somewhere else, and there we go. And yeah, that works. They will contribute to the ecosystem this way, so I don't have to put them in a vivarium though. Here's the frog with the floating
Yeah.
animation.
So you were saying that changing the slot changes its spot. That's awesome. I didn't even know that. See?
Exactly.
Like,
So if I open
we're all
this
learning secrets today.
and I put it at the bottom, here we go. If I put it in the first slot, it goes here. Third slot, it's at the top. So yeah, so I can decide a bit where they go and organize them by just changing the slot it's on.
I think that's neat. I really love the Palm Vivarium.
Mm-hmm.
I told Kenzie when she drew it that I wanted to live there. Just permanently.
Yeah, it's really, really cute. Do we have to put them? Okay, no, that's you can tell us everything. Nobody's looking. Yes. Nice try.
Kuro's always trying to pull secrets.
Yes. In theory, they're free, and in reality, it's optimization asks them to stay put. Yes. Is there going to be a chance in the future to have an all ecosystem island so we can have all creatures and critters from all biomes on one island? Yeah, so I believe you already can have them all.
In the
they
edit,
just
in
won't
the creator.
count. Well, in the creator, you still tag your island as one specific biome, even if you put multiple pieces differently.
Okay.
But you can have them all on the same island. They just some of them won't count for the ecosystem health. But yeah, maybe one day we'll add like some island upgrades about like to let you improve some aspects of your island, like the animal limit and the biome type. But that's far in the future if we add it. Yeah. Yeah.
We haven't found a Jerboa.
We haven't. Maybe there's an island nearby that has some.
Yeah. Is there something else you wanted to showcase here before we...
Yeah, maybe you can go on the hunt for Jerboa by teleporting to nearby IDs, and I can showcase the beehives and the animal pads in Vel.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we do have a few more assets. So we've added the beehives. So this is something you learn from the knowledge stones as well, and it takes a queen bee to craft. So if I build it and destroy it, maybe I'll gain it. Oh no, in creative mode I don't gain resources.
It takes a queen bee
larvae. Yeah, exactly. So you can see top left, the first resource asked. It's so cute. It's a little baby queen bee with the wax crown. So that the queen bee larvae is not a critter, so you won't be able to put it in vivariums and everything. It's just a resource, but you gain it from beehives in the wild. And then once you have one, you can build a man-made beehive out of it. And there we go. These will be producing honey over time, and it will have bees buzzing around them. And you can gather honey and wax and stuff like this, which is super nice because wax is used for a lot of things. So we have the candles. Eventually, we might have the equivalent of sharpening your tools with sharpstone, but waxing your bow with beeswax. There's also the bandages that uses honey and some cooking recipes too. So there's a way to produce it over time without being forced to go back to Farn Heights, which is super cool. We also have, I'm going to change the time again, just so we're in the day. Just a resource that's very polite. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, small bee.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, I mean as an item, I guess, or something that you can carry around.
It's a gatherable.
It's a gatherable. There we go. Thank you so much for the follow, Wolf. Yeah. Okay, so the beehives that's done. The next thing I want to showcase is the the animal landing pads, basically. So prior to the update, there was a way to hold an animal in your hands and then send it home. When you send it home, that would just send it in the general spawn point of your home island. But that spawn point could be on your roof, underneath your basement, blocked by something, and there was a lot of there wasn't a lot of control over where you could send the animal, and that only worked on the trip to your home island. But if you wanted to bring the animal back to a different island afterwards, then there wasn't a clean way to do it. So we changed a bit how that works. So now, or under your floor, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good idea. Time scale, I can do a time scale 0. There we go. Oh, time timescale 0 doesn't work. In single player only. Yeah, I can't use timescale. Okay, so now the way animal pads work now is if I build a landing pad, there we go here, and another one here, for example, I can name them. So this one may, let's say the Beehive landing pad, because it's close to my beehives, and this one is the Vivarium landing pad. Okay, but like, you can imagine placing them in your pens. So for example, in your goat area, you have a goat landing pad, and an alpaca landing pad, a pheasant landing pad, and so on. And then when you want to carry an animal, so I can maybe spawn sheep. Single player only cheat? No way. But yeah, so now when I want to send an animal, while it's in my arms, I can choose send home, and I get to choose which landing pad I want to send it to. So this way you'll be able to send your goats to your goat pen, your alpacas to your alpaca pen, and so forth. So very, very useful for transferring animals. You can even place them on a low health ecosystem island, and then just transfer from your home to that island directly without having to do the whole trip yourself. So a very useful landing pad feature, which also comes with the animal bell. So animal bell also comes in 3 variants of aesthetic, and this is a way to call all the animals to you. So the bell has 2 functions. If I ring it, it will send a signal for all the animals around to walk towards the bell. So this is a great way if your animals are stuck somewhere, or you're looking for the small sheep you can't find anymore, and then you just ring the bell and they all come to you. You can also do an emergency call by holding it, and that forces all the animals to teleport here, basically. So this way, if the animals can't reach you because they're stuck, you know, they're stuck in the floor, they're stuck on the collision or something, this forces teleportation, so now you're guaranteed to be able to see them and pick them up. We didn't want this to affect all the animals if you only wanted to interact with one kind, so we added something else, which is the animal bell sign. So this is something you build on top of a bell, and then you can Alt E to change the animal type, and this way only that type of animal will respond to that bell. So I could put a bell in my sheep area, a bell in my pheasant area, and if I can't find one of my pheasants because they threw themselves under my floor, then I can just emergency call the pheasant bell, and only the pheasants will come here instead of everything. So just a quality of life thing here. It's also a nice decorative element, I guess. If you want a little panel to showcase an animal face, then here we go. You have
Super
it.
nice. It's also good, like, let's say if you want to shear them, it's shear time or meal time. I also really like that we added the option to choose the sign, because like lots of players will have like a chicken coop style pen for their pheasants, and maybe some of the different animals are separated, so it gives the player a lot of control over their animals. Not control, but choice.
Yeah, definitely. There's a question also from Kuro. The rescue point is independent from that, or is that attached to either of the two now? So the spawn point that was used previously isn't used anymore. So when you send an animal through the send home feature, you need to have a landing pad to be able to use that feature now. So this is just to prevent you from like sending an animal clipping through an island or something. The animal is unlocked. The pad is unlocked pretty early on in the knowledge tome list, so you'll be able to use that feature without having to explore too much. It should work too if you prefer to have your flu friends roaming freely around your home island, right? Yeah, definitely. So you can just have all your animals free and roaming around, and you call the bell and they all come to you. Yeah, that works. Okay, Hayley, have you found Jerboa yet?
I have not found a Jerboa yet, but I did find nice butterflies.
Oh, nice.
Still looking around for a Jerboa, but we could spawn it if cheat
snake, we
if
found it.
needed.
Alright, let's see. I will try
I'll come back.
just a few islands to see if we can find it, and then maybe we'll move to the next thing.
They're burrowing.
Oh, I found one. First island of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I went to like 6 islands.
So this is the perfect example. You see the hidden icon on those animals. So even though there is a Jerboa, there wasn't any on the island that I can actually physically find them. But you see now it's gone. So the Jerboa spawned because they will spawn over time, and now I can find it because the hidden icon is gone. So it means it's physically somewhere now. I can stumble.
I think
upon
that
it.
means we now have a competition of who finds it first.
Let's see.
Where are you, little guy? Let me have a win. That's it! Oh my gosh, come here.
Did you find it?
I found it.
No! Oh, I found it too.
Wait, there's 2! Oh, they're so sweet!
There's 2 of
Siblings!
them. So these are
Look at their
super
tails.
cute. And their animations also are super cute. So this
Noises.
is, I think this is one of my favorite of the critters. They're
Yeah?
just adorable.
Oh, it's so hard to pick. I think the
Mhm.
Jerboa is probably the cutest, but the frogs. Oh, it's so hard to pick. It's so hard to pick. But with their big ears, they're so cute. I think someone in our Discord called them fucks. Mice? Or
Fuck
something
mice.
like that. I thought that was an interesting...
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
something
see
like
the
that.
resemblance.
That was
Yeah.
an interesting name. To be honest, during development, I was so confused because some people internally were calling them Jerboas. I mean,
Mhm.
gerbils. And then other people were saying Jerboa. So
Yeah,
for a
because
while I didn't know which what we were adding.
we had to Google it. So yeah, the Jerboa is from the desert. It's that kind of little rodent.
Yeah.
And then the gerbil.
Yeah, it actually lives in the desert.
The gerbil is.
Gerbil's like a house pet, right?
Yeah, exactly. But in French, there's a gerboise et gerbille, so it's even closer in French. So I think
That's
that's
why we were confused.
Mhm.
I remember now. Yes, that's why so many of us so close in French.
That's quite a storm going on.
Yeah.
Going to safety here. Okay.
Wait, you left the Jerboa behind.
Little guy can survive.
You ran to safety,
Oh, there's
but
one
he
more
left.
here.
I can't believe
I
I
can
went to
save
6
them all.
islands, didn't find one, and and you went to one island and found like 800. It's my luck.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
This is a nice spot here under this
Yeah, the little
kind of cave.
cave space.
cave situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm gonna
so
build a Vivarium so we can showcase them first.
sure. The Jerboa uses the burrow vivarium.
Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next thing. Oh yeah, I quick showcase because that wasn't part of the initial update, but it's been added in the patch note recently. So there's now quick drop in chests. So if I take a stockpile, for example, I can open the stockpile and transfer stuff to it. So for example, give charcoal, give wood. So I open the stockpile, I can transfer the wood, right? But I can also quick drop the wood, and that's always been a feature, right? So you can just go to your storage area and quick drop everything in all the chests. But now there's also quick drop in the actual chests, so it won't drop anything by default. But if you have something in that chest, for example, charcoal and leaves, and you quick drop, it will attempt to fill those existing slots. So it will basically put the same items that are already in there. So this will make sure that you can just run around your base, quick drop in everything, and it won't destroy your storage organization. So if I quick drop in a chest that has like all of my precious resources and stuff, then I won't be accidentally dropping my wood in there or something. So yeah, quick drop has been a popular request, I think, on the Discord for a long time.
Everyone's
So
super happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think quick drop, it just makes It just makes like inventory management a lot easier to just be able to drop things super quick and move on. So I yelled at you for not bringing the Jerboas inside, but then I built the Vivarium totally outside. So then I felt bad.
Oops.
Built this like really jank. I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah. Okay, so we can maybe showcase the Manor Islands, because that's also part of the,
Oh, that's true. I nearly forgot. Those are really neat, so definitely go find those.
So that's gonna be teleport 29.
All right. I'm gonna look at the chat for a second.
Oh, actually.
Minnie Janin says, one island I visited, I found like 9 Jerboas. Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of Jerboas.
That's great. Oh, fox kitties? Is that what Crimson is? That what? Oh, fox bunnies. That's what it was. Fox bunnies with the ears, and I guess they like look a little foxy. Can't save all. Puts both outside. Yep, that's me. UI nice. I thought game. You know, the game is what you make it.
Okay, so that's Island 29 if you want to join.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I actually teleported to, but I think... There we go.
Yeah, it will take some time to load. It's,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm combating. It's happening. It's happening. The coward is killing me.
So one more thing we added in the update is biome chests. So before, if you open the chest, it would only contain basic loot, because chests were the same all around the map. We had like the basic one, the wood one, then the stone one, which was a bit rarer, and then the fresco one, which is the locked one, with the best loot, you know. But because all the chests were the same in all of the game, we couldn't have any Biome 3 materials in the Biome 1. So what we did is we only had Biome 1 materials everywhere. This meant that the chests were a bit underwhelming after a while. But now they've been revamped. So now you can see I found some coffee seeds here. Here I found some... well, yeah, this is just a wood chest, so it's not the best example to show you like specific materials. But yeah, basically these have been updated so that now they show relevant resources for this biome. Yeah. Yeah, that island is new. So this is a wonder island. So basically we enjoyed the experience of the fresco islands, those big authored islands that were made to be explored through and through. But in the fresco islands, they always unlock a fresco, which is a key technology to progress. But we felt like there was some pacing issue. So in the middle of Fawn Heights and then in the middle of Red Cliffs, we wanted to bring two more of these islands in those areas. So because they're not frescoes, we decided on the name Wonder Island to describe in the future any big man-made authored island that's meant to be explored and has a lot of things to find. So this is just the beginning of more Wonder Islands in the future. They might not all be big man-made structures like this. They might be other types of Wonder Island. The idea is that they're just big and man-made. I mean, like authored by the devs. Just to be clear, every island is made by our level designers. There's no procedural generation. It's just that those other islands are randomly placed in the world, as opposed to these Wonder Islands, which are always spawning at the same locations every time. So yeah, so
we explore. I just want to answer a comment on YouTube.
Sure.
Stacy the Crafty Cat said, we need more water animals like crabs or fish, please. And I totally agree. I would love to see at least some fish populating the ponds. We may add that in the future. It's not designed yet or even concepted, honestly, but we have it in mind for sure.
Yeah,
I would also like to add swimming.
We're definitely interested in adding like some sort of fishing, and
Yep.
or more aquatic animals. So the pond vivarium, for example, for the frogs, we kept in mind that maybe one day there will be other stuff in it for like fishes, for
That would
example.
be neat. Maybe some koi fish or something like that.
That would be nice. So these Wonder Islands, we call like internally the Matter Islands, because they are big structures made by very powerful people in the past world of Aloft. So before everything collapsed, there was once a thriving society in these clouds, and this is kind of a very important place where we can see a bit of the the rich people from this era would live in. So this is obviously a very large structure that was once more beautiful, now destroyed, and we kind of have to restore the ecosystem if we want to reap the rewards it holds. So this is more about there's a lot of loot to be found, but there's also a special sketchable blueprint, which is the main reward. So we'll find that together. So I won't do like the whole island because it's a very large structure, but I can just definitely give you like a sneak peek of what it looks like. We also have some places that you have to destroy to go through.
So awesome too, like the broken stairs. It really gives the feeling that this was once. I mean, it's still beautiful, but this was once a thriving, beautiful structure. It's no longer anymore.
Yeah. And the inside here, what used to be like one big inside room, but now like some of the walls have completely collapsed, and now it's exposed to the elements, basically. With even a big tree coming out of here.
Neat.
So I will
finds
do
a way.
Symbiosis healthy, just to make our life easier. We still have to cut all the sick trees. So there's one sick tree and one corrupted core we have to destroy.
Okay, I'm gonna circle around a little bit. Oh, I found the core.
Nice.
It's up here. Wow, this is really neat. Whoever lived here. Great architectural sense. I actually haven't explored this island yet. Oh, I died. So it's really cool. Really, really neat.
I think I did the tree. There's still the core.
Yeah, the core is on top here.
Oh,
The rooftop terrace.
oh yeah. There we go.
Here it is.
Oh yeah.
I got it. Still at 83. Oh, something left to do.
Oh, there's. I thought my single player only. The symbiosis healthy. Interesting. In this case, we have to plant some trees.
Trees, yeah.
I don't know if you have any tree seeds on you.
Let me check. I think I do. I picked up some saplings earlier.
So we need.
Where should I put the tree?
Check.
Maybe
Anywhere.
over here. Maybe
We
around
need
here on some natural terrain.
4 trees.
4 trees coming right up. Let's see. Oh, I have 3.
You have 3?
I have 3. I have 3 fir seeds, but since this is Red Cliff,
No, it
we
will count,
probably
it will
need
count.
acacia.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a little gamble. I'm gonna cut down the tree. It'll count for -1.
See how many saplings.
But
you'll-
I hope. Yeah, I got two seeds out of that. So that's 3 seeds. 3 seeds. So that's a net positive.
Okay. Nice. So I just put down my 3 firs.
There we go.
Beautiful.
That's restored.
Yay! Look how lovely this looks.
So I can maybe talk a bit about the lore of this area.
Yeah.
So this here was basically a mining estate. So we can see that this is kind of the big main chamber, the castle kind of. But if we go below here, let's see, here, around here to the sides. Ah! I fell. Okay, here.
Happens to the best of us.
Oh yes.
I'm looking for you.
This big.
I'm trying to get this house too.
Oh yeah, it's underneath.
Oh,
Yes,
here
I
are the
see.
stairs. I
There
found
you
them.
go.
I found
So this big moon door basically leads to the
Whoa.
mining place, which is below. So all the mining was done underneath, and the island kind of collapsed into two pieces. This is why we can see like the floating bits in between, because it got mined a bit too much. So now it got separated into two islands, but it once was one. What ended it all was a terrible battle. So if we go at the top of this matter here, you can see these little defensive shields, basically with slits in them, because these people fought against something, and that something was the Leviathan. So they had a big fight against the Leviathan, and they sadly lost their battle, and this was left in ruin because of that. So the people that lived here used to have this big throne room here. This was a throne room in the middle of this area, but it collapsed and went inside of the cave underneath.
It's really neat.
So if I go into the throne room, I just get my hammer to do this. Oop. Okay. So we can see how it used to look like. So this is it. And you will notice that there's the opal frame and the opal beam. So what we did is we removed the opal pieces and the golden feather pieces from the knowledge pool. So you won't be able to unlock those rare decorations anymore naturally. The only way you can find them is by going to these Wonder Islands. So this will be the only place in the world where we can sketch those. And they are very expensive pieces, right? So they cost like as many opals as you see on them, which is pretty expensive. So it's kind of more like a bragging rights. You know, if you're able to build them in your house in survival mode, then you will have you worked a lot to get that.
Yeah, this throne is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, you can even sit on it, you know.
I tried.
Oh, bring my grapes.
That's Nico when he comes to the studio.
There's also some, so we added some water opal as like a gatherable resource. So for example, here I can just gather this water opal, and there we go. So there are a few water opals hidden in this Wonder Island. So you'll be able to build like one or two water opal frames thanks to all the loot in this island.
There's a chest here too. There's lots of keys,
Yeah,
lots of
golden
paper.
feather,
So
water opal again.
these areas are really worth exploring through every nook and cranny because our designer Ian hides so much good stuff everywhere. So it's really worth it to come and explore.
And if we check on the table map, so right here, these areas are always like kind of in the middle of a sector. So this way, no matter if you were more towards the right or towards the left, it's kind of tempting to go back in the middle to check this cluster out. So we're hoping people will like naturally stumble upon these islands. And if you don't, there's a lost beacon here. So you can spend a lost atlas in the table map, and you'll be able to find the location of the Wonder Islands amongst the natural other lost beacons of the world. So hopefully this is enough for most people to encounter them. That's what we're hoping. We didn't want them to feel mandatory or as given to the player as the Fresco Islands, because these are more optional areas.
A frog just spawned in the water in the throne room. I'm bringing him with us.
There's also another area at the bottom here. So this is more of the mining facility that mined all the water opal out of the ground. So awesome. I can maybe go here. So there used to be a big drill here, so you can see the remnants of that. So we have kind of a cog situation going on here that was spinning here, the drill, and that goes deep into the belly of the cave. So once again, this part is unhealthy. So let's check what it needs. Oh, it needs one sheep.
Let me see if I could go find a sheep. Oh, but you said like these Manor Islands or Wonder Islands are like the center of these clusters. So I think that's interesting too with the lore You know, maybe someone wealthier had like a more exclusive.
Yeah, central
maybe
control.
This guy, yeah, central, a little bit separated from other societies but other members of that society. Yeah, I'm gonna look for
This little shaft here used to be, you know, the elevator to go up and down, but now it's stuck at the bottom, and we have the little cave area going on here. I don't know exactly where they are, but I know there are some water opal hidden inside these rocks. So if you've passed through this area, just know you may have missed a few water opals here. I'm gonna drink because this is painfully slow. There we go, that's better. Okay. Whoop.
We're also not wearing the correct clothing for this biome, which is okay. Our movements are a little bit slowed down, but fix that.
Maybe it got removed. I think there were water opals.
I bet you there are.
Yeah, but they're well
Where
hidden.
they are, that's
Yeah.
only the designers. Okay, I'll come back. I can find the sheep immediately.
I could grab by a shrieker.
I think that's so fun, especially in multiplayer when you see your friend getting grabbed,
Yeah.
like blown into the sky, and there's kind of almost nothing you can do about it. Can you hit them with the bow and arrow while they're grabbing a player? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe if you're super skilled. Katniss Everbeam level of what? Okay, I'm gonna help you out.
I'm not sure we're gonna be able to
Heal it.
well, heal the island without having to go get an animal and everything, which can
What if we
take some
spawn
time.
one?
It's only
Just to make
a
it
single player cheat only. I tried it.
What?
Yeah. But anyway, so you guys will be able to explore this island yourself if you find it in the world. Just know it's a big island, a lot of secrets, a lot of things here and there. But there is another Matter Island I wanted to show you, which is Teleport 31. Just let it load. It'll take some time. Oh, sorry. A
Hi,
lot of
Cozy
questions I
Sweet.
missed.
Yeah, let's look at the chat. Hi, Cozy. How you doing?
Love the peaceful background music. Yeah, music is awesome, especially after healing an island. It's so good.
Dagmu says, love how you guys are using island storytelling. Yeah, environmental storytelling is really the main way, I guess, we tell the story of Aloft. There's some lore tidbits here and there through the knowledge stone and the frescoes, but really the bulk of the story is told through these environments. And if you're observing carefully, you can really come up, like, figure out what happened here. Here we have a bunch of pheasants. So cute.
Oh yeah, they're all here. There's a question also.
Wait, there's a baby.
Ah,
It's so precious. Did you say there was another question?
Yeah, we can break most building parts that we find, but we only get back wood, even from hay bales. Is that intentional? So that's a last-minute fix. So we did a big oopsie. Like I can't believe no one thought about it. But right before release, we realized, hey, all the decorations you can sketch in the world, you get all the resources back when you destroy them. This meant that you could basically skip a lot of frescoes and a lot of important elements of the game, of the progression, just because you destroyed, for example, a linen table, right? That's a decoration, but you get linen out of that, so you can make linen sails, and then we can just skip most of the gameplay through that. So we urgently just reverted back to give 1 wood per thing. That this definitely doesn't make sense for a lot of different items. So what we might do instead is make a blacklist of what items we don't want players to get out of those items. For example, linen and maybe opal and stuff like that, and then they will get everything else. So this way we'll not have hay bales give wood, which just doesn't make sense.
I was just about to say, it's the hay bales that give wood that's, like, really throwing me off. Another storm? Something is up today.
Because we teleported, right? So I think it caught up to us because we keep teleporting.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because I could play for like an hour and no. Today we've had like 3. It's so funny. But you're right, we're teleporting, so it's kind of traveling the map with us, which is actually super. I'm gonna check my field guide to see.
The game telling you that cheating means bad weather.
That's what's going on. Where the Aloft gods are doing some karma. 6 corruption cores and 10 sick trees. Wow. So I already chopped down 2 sick trees, but I have something to do. I like chopping down the sick trees because it's the only type of tree that I chop down and I don't feel guilty about.
And guess what, Kuro? I can cheat the weather back to normal. There we go.
Nico's just a big cheater, okay? We just all have to accept. The truth is, if we didn't cheat, we'd be playing this for like a month straight.
Yeah.
Like, it takes long, and the progression is like, yeah, so...
So,
yeah.
this Wonder Island here, let's see, so this one is a very big tower, as you can see. And I don't quite remember, because so we had a different designer, so Alec is a new, well, I say new, but a few months before release joined the team. And he's been in charge of making the stories for these islands and making sure that level designers find clever ways to tell that story through the level design. So they've been hard at work making this island work. So I wasn't there exactly when they were discussing this island, but I'm sure we can maybe investigate it together.
Yeah, even better that way. We can. I have personally haven't had a single moment to check out the new Wonder Island, so we'll be discovering it naturally together. Right now, I'm just cutting down some trees, fighting some cowards who keep throwing things at me.
This island is very maze-like.
Yeah.
I thought I was at the ground floor, and I keep going down. It keeps going down.
Are you serious? So
Yeah.
awesome. I'm also noticing a lot of beehives on this island,
Yeah.
which is great because that's where you'll get the larva. Well, the beehives have a chance to drop the larva, so definitely don't miss out on those. You see them.
So many perfect cores here.
I know, right? Like 6 total? Oh my gosh.
In the basement, there's 3 of them.
Oh no. The corruption cores though are actually a great way of farming some Ender because with all the enemies and stuff like that, you don't have to go to a corrupted island. Furo said, "Is Alec a level designer too?" No, Alec is game designer.
Yeah, game designer.
But,
So we had
I suppose
2
he's
new.
coming up with. Yeah, go ahead.
We had 2 new hires before release. So we had another Nicolas, Nicolas BD. Because I'm Nicolas too, you know. So it's been a bit confusing for a while, but we figured it out. And then Alec as well. So they've been joining us, and they helped us, you know, bring the game to the release day and fix all the things that needed to be fixed before release. And now we're working all together on the next update, which is super exciting, but I can't tell you too much about it. But yeah, on the critter update, for example, Nick is the one that made all the spawn points for the animals. He made sure everything, he set up all the rarities, the rare ones, common ones, he designed all of that. Alec was in charge of localization, so all the text you see in the game, you wrote those texts in English at least, and then we have the localization team that translated it in different languages. So yeah, they've been, and he also did all the Matter Islands, at least the storytelling side of it. Our level designers, Farkosh and Remy, they're really hard at work, and they were so fast.
So fast, it's crazy.
You know, this takes a lot of time to make such a big island, and they've been doing it. Yeah, super.
A lot of testing too. It's not just creating the island, but you know, we have people in the office test out their islands to get almost like a outside player perspective.
Yeah, we're always excited when they have a new thing to show because we get to try an interesting island.
For sure.
Yeah.
Alec also wrote really poetic descriptions for the like 24 butterfly and moth variants.
Yeah.
So if you're into poetry, definitely pay attention to those descriptions. They're really nice.
Definitely agree with that. There's also a lot of feathers here, but you may also encounter some golden feathers in there as well. So golden feathers, I think that they aren't new. They used to be there also on the ground, but very rarely. Oh, little small bird here. Hello.
They're so cute, the baby pheasants. I forget how tiny they are.
They're super tiny. They're even tinier than the frogs and everything else.
I'll pretend that makes perfect sense. There are so many sick trees. Oh my gosh.
We still have 3 sick trees. Thankfully, the field guide makes them glow red.
Yeah. I am so thankful for that feature because sometimes, especially when the colors are a little bit more muted since the health of the island is low, it could sometimes be hard to spot the sick trees. So field guide does highlight those in red when you hold the guide. You don't actually have to be looking in the pages for that to happen.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's some underground. Oh, we're at 98%, so...
Yeah, only need one more.
One left. Oh no, finding that last one.
It might be at the top of the island. We haven't been too much at the top.
I'll go check, yeah. Super tall. Super tall, this island. Very cool. Don't see it here. But I think there was another island underneath, which might be attached, so I'm gonna go check that out quickly.
Okay. Oh, I found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
Actually, the other island I was looking at is a corrupted island, so I don't think it's part of this. Oh, wow. This island has so many secret nooks. Like, I just flew to the side of the island and found an entrance. Really cool cave. Shrieker in here still.
Oh yeah, I left it there.
He just said, okay, I'll just get the core. Oh, I found a blue lizard. I don't think... Can I pick him up? Yeah, I can. Purple lizard, sorry. What else? There are so many lizards, there's frogs. The underground of this island is super cool. And there's exploration challenges. Some entrances, like little entrances, are hidden with rocks, so you can just pickaxe those rocks and get into the secret room.
Alec is in the chat. He said, oh no, I'm not. I'm a game designer, but I also in charge of the lore. I work closely with the level designers to bring the story to life. Yeah.
What's up, Alec?
Alec Betty's there too.
In the Discord. Betty's here too?
Yeah, Betty's our UI designer. So she made all the UI of the game. Yeah.
Or Kitty said we need a cheat called Nico mode that turns on all the cheats.
I would love really that. Funny. I would use it all the time.
That would actually be super useful to like turn on like a preset of cheats.
A dev mode or something.
When I'm like when I'm recording content, I'm doing God mode. I'm doing like stop the time. Sometimes hide UI. Like there's a lot that I do when I do content. Like it's like a full 5-minute setup. I change my character's outfit.
Yeah. There's
so much that I do. So like an all-inclusive cheat would
so
be
useful.
Fun. That's the type of thing we need to bribe Max with chocolate with.
Yeah. This is the final room of this Wonder Island. So it features the golden feather tapestry and the golden feather rug, which showcases some golden pheasants. And they are also very expensive as far as resources. And as the water opal things, it is now the only way to find them in the game is on this exact island. So yeah, they cost golden feathers, which is expensive. So you know, bragging rights once again to use them. And oh, you can see right here that's a golden feather that I can just gather.
I'm trying to find you.
I'm at the very top of the island. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm finding these stairs. This is so
I just
cool.
flew. I don't think there's a direct way.
Wait, I'm not sure because I'm finding a lot of stairs, so I'm gonna try and see if I can get up there naturally.
Hey, you're getting there. You're approaching.
I'm getting here. There's so many good things, like there's these linen chairs with the linen kind of cloth on it, candles. There's a lot of good sketchable stuff here, carpets and all, because people did live here, right?
Yeah.
So go steal all their interior design. Okay, I gave up. I'm gonna fly.
I'm trying to reach you too. It's such a maze, so many stairs.
I think I may have hit like a roadblock or something.
Oh, I was able to, I think, go where you were, but yeah, very maze-like indeed. So yeah, that's
cool.
another Wonder Island. So big structure, a lot of things to explore. We'll be adding more of those.
Yeah, really cool.
So maybe we can. That's pretty much all the features of the new update. So we have a lot of critters. We have vivariums, habitats, some stands, matter islands, the beehives, the landing pad, the bell. New ecosystem needs, the net, the food, the feed to feed the bats and the birds. The new starting cluster variation, public homes and shared homes. So a lot of stuff. And maybe now we can delve more into the concept art side of things.
Yeah.
So a concept about this update, but also future stuff that might interest you.
Okay. I'm gonna check the chat for a second before.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Cozy Sweet says, I do have to say I love the pet bed drop-off spots now. Makes life much easier. Yeah, for sure. Hayley witnessed my fun of trying to get animals. Before I realized the bridge piece as well. Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of people, I mean, because it's not super obvious, I guess, but a lot of people don't realize that we added a docking piece. Let me just show that quickly. Oh, you switched your scene.
Well, I can return.
You can come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to show that piece. So you can build a bridge with regular floor pieces, but we added, I think it's called like a voxel collider, because we had an issue, some of you might remember in the demo, where your structures would clip into another island and then you have access to your helm, and it caused a load of problems. But because of that, nice. Because of that, we had to add a way to form a seamless bridge connection between two islands. So we added this docking piece that is able to clip into, maybe not clip, but like,
yeah, it will clip, honestly,
yeah?
But that's the whole point, right? So
that's the point.
The other building pieces now have colliders, right? So they will collide with asteroids in the jet stream, so you can get damaged if you have a big ship. And then, like Hayley said, so this just prevents you from making a large structure on a very small island and having that structure go inside of other stuff and causing a lot of issues. But that prevented you from actively being able to walk from one island to the other, because they always try to keep like a small distance between each other, like 10 meters or so. But the bridge is a specific piece that doesn't have colliders as far as islands are concerned. So you can move your island very close to another one, and then the bridge will just clip through the other island, so you can walk from point A to point B. So you can bring animals and stuff like that.
Good for trading. For animals, some like a less, a more immersive way of bringing the animals by actually physically locating them rather than the landing pads. That's totally cool. So this piece will allow you to do that, allow you to trade easily with other players. It's cool. And of course with the windstone, that
crystals
that allows it to kind of float in the world of Aloft.
Yeah.
Cloudchasm says it's a yes clip, which is the opposite of a no clip.
That's fun.
I'm gonna start using that. This is a yes clip item. That is so much easier than like the long-winded explanation I just tried to say. I guess we can move on to the concept art now. Let's spill some tea.
So I will, let's say, I will try to reduce a bit the size of our cameras, just to be able to show more of the art.
Sounds good.
Like this. Does that work? We have smaller cameras. Like this. Maybe.
Perfect.
My perfectionism wants me to have your camera the same size as mine.
I see that. I see this.
There we go.
Extra.
All right. So, I'm gonna go through some concept art for the critter update, just so you can see behind the scenes of what it looked to us before what you saw in the game. So we always have those review sessions on the Thursday night after work, at the end of the day of the work day. So we sit down on the couch, and then we just go through what everyone's been doing that week. And whenever Kenzie has new concepts for us, we give feedback and cheer for all the cute animals and everything. So the whole team is always excited because we get to see concepts, and then we can't
Review
wait for that
session is my favorite part of the week. It's so fun to see everyone's work, and it's a really open space where we all give feedback. And it's really funny.
Yeah.
We should probably share some more about review session on Discord.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We have a kind of silly competition going on with review session and who's last on the wheel, but we'll save that for another time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a whole routine and ritual.
Oh yeah, a ritual is the right word for it because we're so serious about who wins. But yeah, let's check out the art.
So here we can see, the landing pads and the bells, and I think this is going to be a theme throughout the concept art. It's a testament to how talented our 3D artists are, because when you're in the game, the concept art basically looks like a screenshot of what's in the game, but really it's the other way around. So it's just so true to what the art was, what we have in the game, that it's a lot of practice, a lot of adaptation for the 3D artists, but Mary Jane, for example, has been there since the very beginning of the project almost, and Anthony not too long after, so they're very good now at adapting Kenzie's art into 3D form. Here we have the little queen bee larvae I wanted to show earlier, but I didn't have an item.
So cute.
It's adorable.
It's just so precious, and like the little detail that Kenzie adds is just amazing. Like the yellow in its fuzzy fur is a bit paler, and like the eyes are a little bit bigger, and it's just like so sweet. It's clearly like a little precious baby. The queen bee even has a crown. Yeah, it's a larva.
Yeah,
it's a queen bee larva, so she has a crown.
Well, we're supposed to do a real larvae, like, a worm, a small larvae creature, but
No.
Kenzie couldn't stop herself from doing something cute. So we're like, fine.
If you look up, like, I was going to say a queen bee larva. If you look up a bee larva,
It's not very cute.
they're not the cutest. Betty's saying the queen bee will forever be my favorite. Yeah. It's very cute. It's very, very cute.
The firefly also has a little star kind of visual here on the forehead.
Yeah.
It's a cute hint.
It almost reminds me of the little diamond above Sims.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It like lights up. That's really cute. Yeah,
Here we
they're
have,
also sweet.
We have all the butterflies. So this is the butterflies that we've added. So that's on top of the butterflies that already existed in the game. So you can see that we have some common ones at the top, but as we go further down the list, it becomes rarer and rarer. So we got to see the one in the bottom left earlier this playthrough, which was a rare one, but in different biomes we have different rare ones. So some of them are very spectacular, and the bottom right one is the legendary one. So this one only appears about once per world. That's not even a guarantee. So if you find that butterfly, share it on Discord, join multiplayer lobbies to give them copies of it, because this one is very rare.
They're also beautiful, and another really fun fact about the butterflies is that these are Kenzie's drawings that go straight into the game, because I guess they're not.
Yeah, they're not 3D. So the wings of the butterfly are a 2D plane. So Kenzie gets to directly draw the wings of the butterfly, and that's what we get in the game after.
Yeah, so our 3D modeler, Calvin, I think gave her like the 2D planes to draw on, and then she gets to insert her art directly in the game. I mean, all of her art is in the game, but this is a way that she can add directly. How do I say this? Her 2D art directly in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Someone's
really
asking
beautiful.
the name. It's the Queen Wisteria's Gaze. There you go. Alec already was faster than me for the last butterfly.
I feel like Alec can immediately name all of these.
Yeah, so Alex the one to name them
Because-
all with all
yeah.
the description. If you find a butterfly, do read its description. It's really cute.
Yeah, the descriptions are lovely, and some of them have little lore tidbits here and there, so
Yeah, they
I
do.
think that's pretty cool.
The critter stand, so that's the ones we saw. So sometimes they're not as detailed the concept, but that's all the artists need to make them because we're reusing a lot of the same materials, you know. So if we're doing
Hmm.
a rope base, then we have a rope visual language in Loft. So our ropes is always the same. That was also important for wood. So we have a wood visual language for wild wood, one for plank, and one for dark wood. So sometimes you see discrepancies between those types, and that's because those are earlier models, earlier concepts at the beginning of Aloft. But it became very clear that we have to find a way to stick with the visual language for a specific material, just because once we wanted to add dark wood, and there was already a lot of wood that was dark in the game. We're like, should that cost dark wood now, or is it fine to leave it like that? Um, so part of development is trying to plan for the
Yeah.
future.
Very cool.
The critter stand. So that's what you got to see today. So we have the hanging trellis, but there are other trellis coming. So maybe we'll get to see some of that. So this is just an example of which material will go where. And these are upcoming trellis. I don't think they're in the game right now. So these are more bigger ones and rounded, and they can fit more of these butterflies or flying insects. And the goal is that you can build them for the critters, but you can also just use them decoratively. If you don't want to put any butterflies in there, but you just want to put that in your little cottage because you find it cute, then you surely can.
Those are gorgeous. Yeah, with or without the critters, they're beautiful and adds a lot of like foliage the inside of your home, which is nice.
And we'll have
Yeah, I
obviously
can't wait.
variants for Fawn Highs and Red Cliffs. So all
Right.
of these we want
Right.
to have a different visual for each biome. This is the Jerboa, so that's how it looked in drawing before we got to see the real thing in the game. And
So cute.
we found the one on the left, but there's a variant that's the white one on the right here that we can find in the game as well.
Both gorgeous. Both super cute. I love the spots on the white one too. Very, very cute. And the little tuft of fur in their ear is just so precious.
Yeah, they're adorable. I want one as a pet.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the office, I think, last week.
Yeah.
I googled it. If if you can keep a Jerboa as a pet. And
Can
there
you?
wasn't really I think it was kind of a gray area. I probably wouldn't, I'd leave them in their environment, but it's nice to imagine a little Jerboa running around the studio.
That'd be so cute. Question regarding concept art, and if it's fine if not, but is the art book from Supporter Pack going to be updated with the new things?
Good question.
That's a good question. We might
Maybe fall
update it
release.
eventually, yeah, at 1.0 release, because we have so many concepts. We can't it would be a 600 art book if we were to add everything in there.
More. I know even
More,
just for
yeah.
this one, Kenzie had to reduce the scale so much because, all the art is so beautiful, it's actually hard to pick which ones you want to end up showcasing.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe for full release we can do, obviously the concepts are going to keep coming, so for new stuff that's being added. So yeah, probably for full release we'll do a more elaborate one.
Yeah, that would make sense. This is the snake. So the snake, we have the 3D model, we have the skins, we have everything, but we weren't completely done with the animations. So for that, because they're a bit more complex to animate, they have a slithering body and everything. So we couldn't make them fit into the update release, but we're still working on them, and hopefully we'll be able to add them very soon. Same way the critter stands weren't initially in the release of the update, but we've added them last week or 2 weeks ago, the critter stands. The snakes might come eventually very soon. So we have a grain one, which is the basic one. This was the concept for the two variations for the other biomes. So we have a blue iridescent one and then a purple and orange one.
Awesome.
Here we have
Very
the lizard.
mystical looking.
Yeah, they really are. And these are flying snakes, if you can tell. So they can a bit fly in the wind, a bit like flying fish. They don't actually fly; they just use the wind to lift a
They
little
kind of
bit.
just like flap around.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what's interesting is the wings also resemble a bit like a butterfly.
yeah, it's true, definitely.
Oh, the great eye-colored bait for the
Oh yeah,
for the purple
the
lizard.
lizard. So the lizard used to have, um, so the dark lizard used to have yellow eyes with red pupils, and that's very evil variation lizard.
Yeah, it looked a little bit evil. It looked a little bit corrupted because a lot of the corruption colors are purple and yellow. So
Yeah, so we toned it down a bit and gave him green eyes, and there we go. We have a little lizard. This is a concept for the stands that we didn't go with. So we made a lot of different concepts for critter stands. This was one of them. So this was for flying insects. So kind of a clay material with water and some plants. We had some other shape on the left, but we already had with the Vivariums a way to have multiple critters inside of one. So we were more focused on having smaller stands for one small insect, something that's more decorative. We want to add more stuff in the game that fits on the table. So we have the candles we can fit on the table right now. We have some other elements that fits on the table, but small detail decoration is something we're interested in adding more of. And this was just a little bit too big for that purpose. So we shifted more to the small plant pots and the small water, bowls for the frogs and stuff like that. Yeah.
these are really gorgeous, though. Carolyn
Mm-hmm.
said, could you maybe consider adding them as planter pots for decor? I think that's a neat idea, especially because they have a water source.
Yeah,
It would make sense.
could be. We sometimes go back on concepts that we didn't add and add them later.
Yeah, we
But
do that.
the real question is, we have so many other cool decorations we're planning that do we want to add those things or the other cool stuff, right? So at some point there's just so many things we could add
Yeah.
that we're always wondering, should we like add all the stuff we thought about, or should we move on to the next cool thing that we want to showcase? So we'll discuss it. I'm not sure
Yeah.
about the answer. This is the quick sketch that was done for the flower pots. So this was more of a quick drawing, but it served the purpose. Now we have beautiful pots in the game.
Even as a quick drawing, it's so cute.
Yeah, it really is.
These are awesome.
So this is the end of the concepts about this particular update. I do want to show some stuff that wasn't shown from the release of the game. So, for example, this is part of the update. So even before release, we already had our concept art for the beehive, because we were planning to have a beehive for a renewable source of honey and wax. We just didn't have quite the time to add it into the game yet, but there it is. We also had quite a journey with the mixture grease. So
Are you showing all the Victor Grease?
I am. So just to show a bit like how icons can evolve over time and how things can change. So a few resources were added quite like a few months before release, if not a few weeks. That was the hard stone, the mixture grease, the carved wood, the thread, linen thread, wool thread, dart carved wood, etc., and the cogs, also the cogs, because we felt like we were lacking a bit of the homesteading feel of crafting your own materials. So we liked the idea of needing to go to the workbench to make carved wood, to go to the millstone to get some grease. So we tried to add more of machinery manipulation to get to the items you needed, and those items were a part of the solution for that. So the mixture grease started with this icon to the left, and that was in part because of the very limited time we had at the moment to make all of those resource and icons. But then we tried to change it a bit, maybe it looked too much like oil. We weren't too sure. We were losing a bit of the yellow color. But it's just to show you how the icon evolved up to the where we are today, which is more similar to the starting point we were at, but it's more of a creamy grease rather than liquid oil.
Carolyn says, every time I logged in, it seemed to have been swapped out for a new one. We just love to confuse our players here at Astrolab. Is the 7th one the final one?
Yeah,
or was there an 8th?
I think that's the final one. I could check in the game.
I think that's the final one. No. Alex said, still sad we didn't go with the Victor Gravy.
Oh,
yeah, number 6.
It's not exactly the final one. The final one, instead of being engraved on the stone, it's a piece of paper with one mushroom. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I thought. I thought it had like the sticky note looking thing. Isn't that unbelievable? 8 icons.
For one thing.
I actually really did like the canister one, but you're right, it maybe resembled too much like oil. Mm-hmm. And I think the one we settled on is the clearest. The gravy boat one, that is pretty funny, number 6.
This right here is just...
to add...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
are there plans to add more options in the character creation, like more faces? Yes.
Yeah.
We've concepted a few more faces and hairstyles. It's just a matter of time when we add them, probably in a thematic update.
Mm-hmm.
Kuro, yeah, the 8th is final. I don't think we're gonna change that again. Next April Fools.
Yeah, changing the Victor Grease back to something else, that would be funny.
Oh my gosh.
So this is, again, in those same resources. I was saying hardstone and all that stuff. We also added other resources. We added glasswort, and we also added coffee and windstone crystal. Those were all very late additions to the game, a few weeks before release. And I'm glad we added them, because glasswort, I think, is a really cool resource you can find, because it's essentially 1/5 of a page of paper. So we can scatter them around a lot, and they're always valuable because you're always looking for more paper. And this was chosen because there's a lot of ways to craft paper in nature. Like, it's very easy to make paper out of basically anything. But for us in the game, paper needs to be a valuable resource to the player. If there's too much paper, then the economy of being excited to find paper becomes kind of irrelevant. So we need to find a way to make to have a resource that creates paper, but that's something that's not found everywhere. So you can't make wood the resource needed for paper, because then you can make infinite amount of paper. So in real life, glasswort isn't like, it's not the paper itself, but glasswort is used to make basically my English is suffering here, but kind of a chemical, not a chemical, but a sort of a property of the glasswort that makes the paper be more white, be more ready for writing on it. So when you take wood fibers and you take other types of fiber, it's a very crude paper, but thanks to glasswort you can make it more into a real piece of paper.
Does glasswort make it more stable, or does it have like kind of a bleaching effect?
Yeah, kind of bleaching effect, yeah.
Cool. Oh, I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
And then the hardstone, here we go. So hardstone is the resource you need for sharpening your tools, and it used to be just that. But we figured, it's a nice resource to find. So now we need it for carving other stuff. So not just sharpening tools, but carving wood. So carved wood costs hardstone, and believe it or not, before hardstone was very forgettable. So hardstone, you would not care about it at all. Same for charcoal, because charcoal was only used for lighting, like torches and lanterns, and hardstone only for sharpening. And you don't really, if you don't care about sharpening, then you don't care about hardstone. Making hardstone part of the gameplay loop of making shears, making carved wood for advanced machinery and stuff like that, and making sketching cost charcoal made us it made it possible for those two resources to be desirable, which I think is positive for the game experience. So yeah, that's the concept of in the birth of Hearthstone, basically.
Neat. It's amazing how in the concept art of this one you can see that sort of shine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So amazing.
And fun fact, I don't know if I can go back in the game. I know it's not gonna show on stream yet. Oh yeah, yes, it does show on stream because it's. I'm just sharing my screen. Yeah. So let's see. Table map is here. So those little blocked areas of the table map, we didn't used to have them. We added them later after release because we noticed confusion as to where we were able to go. Players would go towards a jet stream and they couldn't go there because they didn't have wool cells yet. They went to the left, they were blocked by the uncrossable area, so they kind of felt stuck and they thought this was the whole game. So we added those little sectors, but this was done like by me as like an urgent add-on to the game, and this is Hearthstone. So this was made by going into Photoshop, taking the Hearthstone icon and just stretching it out.
No.
This is just.
That's how you did it?
This is a very
my
big
God.
Hearthstone icon.
It looks pretty good though.
Yeah.
To be honest, it looks great. I didn't know that's how you did it. I thought you like assigned the material or something like that, you know, something technical, but no, Nico just did it the fast way.
Yeah, just
But
some
I
Photoshop
think that
magic.
little change, Photoshop magic, I think that little change actually made a big difference in terms of like the UX.
Mhm.
It's a lot easier to understand that like these areas are sort of blocked off for now.
Yeah, definitely. We're having less and less
yeah.
questions about that recently.
Yeah,
which I think is good.
definitely. That's so true. It's sometimes the simplest, sometimes the fast way works, Guava Loaf said. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes the fast way, definitely is the right way.
There are some questions about, are you planning on making
Yeah.
corner stairs? Yeah, we already made corner stairs. Actually, we already made a lot of things, but we're sometimes very short on time for update releases and the release of the game. So
Yeah.
sometimes some things can't be implemented in time. And corner stairs for straight corners and also rounded corners are already 3D modeled. We just didn't have the time to actually put them into the game. So that's something that we're working on currently, is making sure we bring back those things that were done but didn't have quite the time yet to be implemented. So we're basically catching up on our past work recently. So I think maybe corner stairs will make an appearance very soon, yeah.
That's a good point. We have a lot of assets and 3D models and visual effects and stuff like that that are ready to go, but maybe some people don't know this. We are only 3 programmers on the Aloft team. We have only 3, so there's a lot of stuff that is just backlogged, but will make it into the game, of course. It's just a matter of time and resources, I guess.
Yeah. And then there's another question. Will you put other islands in the black area for exploration? Yes. So those areas, we made them this way so that when we introduce new islands that we want to put into those areas, then you won't have to create a new world. We will be able to spawn them at those locations, hopefully, if everything works. So yeah, those areas are blocked for now, but won't always be blocked.
That's going to be super fun to finally reveal those.
Yeah, definitely. This is the Darkwood. So Darkwood will eventually be a tree. That's the plan. We want players to be able to grow their own Darkwood and everything. But Darkwood was also, with the Hearthstone and every other material, glassware, coffee, everything, was added very late in the development. And we didn't have time to make a tree yet, because trees are very complex to implement. They have a lot of growth stages. They can have mushrooms. They grow branches and everything. So the easiest way for us was to make kind of stumps and fallen logs for now, and we made them as common as we could, give them a bunch of hardwood each, and hopefully it's not too bad for now, but eventually we might have those darkwood trees as real trees.
Nice. And no worries, Stella. Yeah, we're happy to answer all the questions, so no worries.
This is the Leviathan teapot, so not everyone might be at that point of the game, but eventually, I mean, should I spoil or not? Eventually, you get the Leviathan teapot, and you get Wisteria too as a resource, which is a very nice pigment of color. But you can also
Did we
brew.
have the teacups?
Yeah, so the tea is an item you can cook or craft, and then it gives you the same bonus as when you clean an ecosystem, heal an ecosystem. So you have all of your stats are boosted basically for a short while. But
But it's not like a placeable model, right? Like
no,
the
we don't
teapot?
have the
Okay.
decoration. Of it.
Eventually, maybe.
Yeah, but the teapot is, and
The teapot is, yeah.
the teapot has a little, a hint at the Leviathan. So this
Yeah.
little stone part represents the horn of the Leviathan. This is the eye of the Leviathan and kind of the mouth. So this is supposed to represent kind of the head of the Leviathan here.
Super
in case
cool.
no one noticed.
Subtle, but if you're paying attention, yeah.
Kuro says the tea's in the game, although why do we do it at the workbench? So you can do the tea both in the cooking plate as a meal or in the workbench for the same reason as coffee and water, because those are items we want you to find, and we want you to not forget about them and make them accessible. In the cooking plate, you can only discover recipes through the item, the recipe page, or by trial and error. But if it we used to have it this way, and it means that players often don't realize they can make those items, and also kind of puts them in the same category as all the other foods. It's just something else for health bonuses and whatnot. But they're more important than that, and they don't occupy a space in the food bar. You know, you can have 2 meals plus drink Wisteria tea plus drink coffee plus drink water. So this was just to make sure that you know they're there, because on the crafting table there's no way you can miss a resource. You know, you just click on the yellow dots and you will find it for sure. Yeah, that's the reason. These are concepts for what could have been the teapot. So as you may have noticed, we really liked the one on the right. But these are other cute concepts that we could have had.
They're all so nice. It's like so hard to pick. Every time Kenzie gives us like a A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know.
It's
like,
very divisive. So
they're all so nice. Yeah, it divides the office, that's for sure. We all start debating and it gets loud and we all have opinions. But I think going with the one that resembled the most, like the Leviathan, made sense because it does make a Wisteria tea. There's a question on Steam actually about the Leviathan. So Melvin said, is it possible to build a base on the flying animal? Do you have plans to build there?
Yes, you can. So you cannot claim the Leviathan as a home, because obviously you can teleport it from one world to another, and we didn't want to. In the theme of Aloft, you know, Leviathans have been abused in the past by humans, and they suffered a lot because of that abuse. And in the era of Aloft, it's time for them to go back free and be happy, and you know, leave them alone. So you are able to build a base on their back if you want to build a small cottage or a full-blown castle. You do you, but you won't be able to control the Leviathan or claim it as yours. You know, it has its own free will. However, we are thinking in the future about a way for you to use the Leviathan to traverse the world or to do other fun things with it, but it will be in a way that doesn't feel like you're forcing the Leviathan to obey you. It's more of a companionship, like more of a companion and a friendship than anything else.
I like that. It's really its own being. Big beast. I know so many people do want to be able to pilot it, but we'll have to find a way to make it ethical and, like you said, like a friendship, and not really like no one owns the Leviathan.
It also has a lot of
Leviathan
technical issues if you can bring it anywhere. You know, right now if you fly an island into another island, it just stops moving. But if you fly a Leviathan through an island, like what happens on the technical side of things. So we like the ideas we're thinking about also have to think about the technical side and the optimization of it, because it's a big creature with a lot of assets.
A lot of assets, and it's moving. The big tech question for sure.
This is the concept art because I don't think it was ever shown, but I just wanted to show the concept art of the pieces that can be unlocked in the update. So the water opal frame, the doors, which is very. I think it's one of the more ornamental building pieces we have in the game. A lot of little details and all.
A lot of details with these engravings. Super. I would say rare, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
the door frame. Wow.
Someone asks, can we grow the Whisper at home or only collect it? Right now, you can only collect it. It grows on the Leviathan, so you'll be able to collect it, and it respawns over time. So you can return to the Leviathan and get some Whisper back.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's great.
Yeah. Would it be possible to make an island to teleport to island so it's not claimed as a home island but can still teleport to it? Yeah, maybe. Right now you can with a shared home because you can have a personal home and up to 3 shared homes, but you don't really have to use the shared homes as a home. You know, you can just leave the flag, the kite there, and then it will be available to you to teleport to it. And those 3 shared homes can be in the world at once, plus your personal home. So you can have like your ship that you move around, which is your personal home, and then 3 teleportation points that you set up wherever you like. So you could set up a teleportation point in the area around the Leviathan to have quick access to it if you'd like. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. The thought of having like a home in each biome too is really appealing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think a lot of players sometimes want some resources and they don't like the idea of backtracking, but hopefully this will help going back to an area when you're done. This is the pigment machine. I just thought it would be nice to show some different variations of shapes. So every time we add a new machine or a new structure in the game, Kinsey always makes like usually 2 or 3 variations for us to look at. And they're always nice, and we discuss them. This is just one example of them with the pigment machine. I think we ended up with the idea on the right with a bit of the middle one mixed in. But yeah, this is how we work with the different variations to choose from.
One of my favorite parts about the pigment machine that might not be so obvious if you use it quickly and leave is that it actually retains the water retains the color of the dye that you just created. So we are programmer implemented that, and I thought it was such a neat detail. So immersive and super fun to see the.
Yeah, you make red, the
colors.
water becomes red. You make yellow, it becomes yellow. Yeah, it's super fun.
Nice.
This one isn't much of a concept art, more of a 3D asset that we used for concept art, because this is, if you recognize it, this is the ship that you see when you start the game at the very beginning. So in that big wallpaper that has like a storm in the background and the sea and everything, when you first create a world and a character, well, this is the ship that we made in 3D, and then we placed it and painted over it to be able to make that image. So yeah, it's a really cool one. And this kind of hints at the, that image plus the little line of text at the very beginning of the game kind of hints at the fact that the character before arriving in the world of Aloft was a sailor on the sea and got caught by the hurricane. So that's how they're able to survive in that world, because they have a lot of knowledge about sailing, even though it's a new world for them. So yeah, and the other shipwrecks we find on islands in the game, so there are a lot of shipwrecks scattered on the islands. We can only assume might come from the same place, maybe. You devs know that we want that ship, right? Well, you can technically make it in the island editor, because it only uses pieces that are in the game. Yeah.
Yes, you can make that. I've seen a few builders make use of these pieces, and it's really unique. The like kind of, I don't know what they're called, but the kind of like side floating pieces.
Yeah, I know Manu knows those words.
The pontoon. Yeah, definitely Manu knows
the pontoons.
Yeah, I think that might be the word. Super unique shape. Really interesting.
This is the concept art for when we asked Kenzie to do rare decorations. So she did the opal piece, the opal frame and everything. She also did the golden feather rug and the golden feather tapestry. But at the same time, that's also when we implemented those windstone crystal decorations that everyone seems to really love. Like every screenshot has some of those lamps. The blue
They're
lighting
so
is so nice.
The glow. And if you take a close look at the tapestry and the rug, you can see the little pheasant in there.
The little tail here,
cool.
The wing.
The little head in the vertical tapestry. Awesome. The bath is really cute.
Yeah, it's very adorable. I think Manu wanted to have this as a habitat for a frog or something. This is a bowl, you know.
It's too fancy. It's so fancy. It also looks maybe like a sink. I could see some players using that to make like a custom sink.
Yeah. This one here is a new, sick tree. So you saw it in the game today, but we used to have a very different sick tree that was too similar to other trees. So we made a variant that was more punchy and easily recognizable from a distance. So we ended up changing it to make it more red around the roots to catch the attention even more. But yeah, just a little concept for that. I think we're pretty much at the end. Yeah, this is the last one. This is the windstone crystal concept. So we thought about placing them inside of rocks, like ore you can mine. And it used to have this icon, but I think it got changed since. Okay, so now that we've gone through that, we have some concept for things not yet in the game, so upcoming stuff. Sorry, once again, I'm sick, so I have to use tissues.
Poor Nico.
Okay.
Alright, take your time.
And it began
My
this
internet,
morning.
I think, is having a moment, just by the way.
Your what? Your game?
My internet might be having a bit of a hiccup, but I can still hear you, so that's what matters. I'll try to imagine what you're showing.
Perfect. Okay. So the things we will show you are things that either we're already made in 3D and are waiting to be implemented, or that we just wanted to show you. We can't show you too much about the big things coming up in the next updates, because those big things inherently are risks. You know, we're not sure how they're gonna end up in the game, how much of it we can implement in the game. So we don't like making promises we can't respect. If we ever meet at a bar, I can I can tell you about our vision and everything. But since this is a formal stream, I'll keep it to things I know we want in the game. So the first one of those things is more tool progression. So right now we only have stone and bone, but we wanted to have kind of 3 types of tools, stone and bone being 2 of those 3 types, but have some kind of upgradability of those tools within those types. So I don't have an allergy, no, I have a cold. Yeah. So these tools are upgraded version, but when I say upgraded, I mean that you can literally take your bone sword with all the trinkets you've added, and eventually if we add more tool customization, that customization as well, and then pay some resources on the upgrade station to transform it to the next tier of bone. So you will be able to we don't want players to like throw out their old tools. We like the idea better of them carrying these tools with them the whole game, but being able to make them better over time. So
I like that idea as well.
The first level is just a normal bone, which we made a bit more cracked. You know, we changed the design of the bone sword from what it was in the game right now to make it a bit more rudimentary, to have space to upgrade it later on. So it had a bit more cracks, a better shape language to differentiate it. And then the second one is serrated bones. So serrated bones, you have that serration on the right, little teeth and everything. So that's the upgraded version. It's a bit better. And we're thinking this might be a weapon that causes bleeding damage or of some sort to the enemies or something like that. Maybe on the combo finale, or maybe on some other effect. But yeah, so that's the certain bone. And the last one, which is the last level of bone, we're thinking we'll do Leviathan bones. So this might hint about the future of what we might see in the environment of Aloft in the future. But Leviathans, there's a reason why we only see one in the game right now, and the combat that happened on the Wonder Island we saw today. So there's some history between the people of Aloft and the Leviathans, and that tool is the Leviathan bone. So you already saw those things in the art book if you purchased the supporter pack, and we delve a bit more in the lore and the history of those resources and what they meant to the people. But that's it for the bone ones. We do the same though for the stone one. So we have stone on the left, then we have windstone in the middle, and finally windstone crystal on the right. And every step is an upgrade of the previous version. I noticed the top tier sword has a leather wrapped handle. Yeah, this might be rope or maybe leather. So we are not against leather, but not like animal leather. We are very interested in exploring the idea of mycelium leather. So there's a very cool way of using the roots, the mycelium of mushrooms, of fungi, and turning that into a sheet that is very strong, a very strong leather that's very resistant and very water repellent as well. It has very similar properties to normal leather, except it doesn't hurt any animals while you do it, and it fits very well for Aloft because it would be very nice to incentivize a bit more cultivation of mushrooms on your island, a new type of farming. You know, we don't see a lot of mushroom farming in games, so we could add more varieties of mushrooms and more uses for them through that leather system.
That'd be really cool. There's a company that actually makes like backpacks and stuff like that, I think, using leather made from mushrooms, and it looks almost identical. So I think it's a really nice eco-friendly way of adding that game, and it could about so many new materials, maybe an outfit or something like that.
Yeah,
really neat.
and a lot of games, you know, have that loop of having animals and making leather out of it and making gear out of that. I think not only does it, like, it's a nice cool thing because it's not, I feel like it's original enough. Like, not a lot of games have leather making through mycelium.
For sure. It'd be unique.
Next one is something coming rather soon. So this is the animal latrine. So basically, poop is everywhere all the time, and that sucks. So a lot of you might already have had issues with poop. So with that, basically animals will go, or the poop will be amassed at that location. So you won't have poop everywhere. You will only have poop at the latrine, and then you can later on go to the latrine yourself to gather all the manure and turn it into compost for your gardening. So we have a different variant for each biome, and I know some people really want that feature, especially because there's already a mod on the mods websites, which is like the equivalent of that.
I think it's like an invisibility mod for something like that.
Oh, there's one also that brings the poop to a specific location and you can get it.
So true. I do remember that on it before. Yeah.
No more running around cleaning up the entire island. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I love I mean, I know they're latrines, but they are so cute, and they remind me of the one in Shrek because of the moon on the door, which I love Shrek. Just by the way, so.
Maybe
Shrek,
next April Fools we'll have Shrek coming out of it.
With enough poop, it turns into Shrek.
So much poop, says Cozy Cathy. Yes, so much poop.
A poopy situation. Mocktail says, I love that you are conscious about the ethics of the game. Yeah, that's really important to us, and the ethos of Aloft. Everything should be eco-friendly and encourage our players to live more sustainably, you know, not just in the game, but maybe in real life.
I don't think it's about, like, I know some people call us woke for that, you know? I don't think it's about trying to be woke or anything. It's just that the theme we chose for the game was, you know, the environmental issues that we were facing, and we decided to go all in as much as we can. And
Yeah.
this it has been positive for us so far because it
Yeah.
forces us into new design or horizons that we wouldn't have thought otherwise if we weren't restricting ourselves to our environmentally friendly features. Um,
That's true.
so it's really interesting to see where we go when we don't want to
Mhm.
hurt to the environment. And this is a good
Yeah.
example of that, the belt lamp, because this could have been an oil lamp or something, but we were, hey, our windstone crystal can glow. We have the moon blooms, which is a flower and everything, and a little candle with beeswax. So yeah, so this is the belt lamp, as some of you already saw. So this is a way for you to have a light source accompanying you throughout the world without having to hold a torch. Because we know it's very painful when you're holding a torch, you see something you want to mine, you take out your pickaxe, and you can't see anything anymore because the light is gone. So belt torch is I don't know if it's going to be a replacement of the torch. If it was just for me, I would make it a replacement of the torch, but I know some people might be attached to the idea of having a torch, and it feels good to have it in hand. So we might leave the torch in, but this will become the main way of lighting you up while you explore the dark areas and the night as well. So there you go. Yeah, there's multiple variants just for aesthetic reasons. You can choose one you like.
I'm excited to have the belt lamps in the games so that
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to, when you're in a cave or when it's dark out, you can keep your hand and just keep going. And it'll look super cool. Like, who doesn't want a belt lamp?
They're super nice, and I think this is like
Yeah.
the concept that Kenzie made, but we didn't go with all of them. We went with like 3 of them, one for each row.
Yeah.
I think we went with this one, the circle one for this one, and maybe the circle one for this one. I'm not entirely sure.
I can't remember. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we debated, that's for sure.
Yeah, but they're super.
They're all so nice, right? It's hard to pick.
Oh, there we go. So this is the final choice we made.
Oh, I'm glad we chose that spiral one.
Yeah,
With the
it's really
fire.
nice.
That was my favorite. I thought it was neat.
Yeah. And someone asked, why can't Torch be left-handed like other games? So this is our way of making Torch left-handed. The only difference is that there's a lot of animations that we have that uses the 2 hands. So holding animals, using the combo finale for most tools, and other stuff as well that uses both hands already in the animation. So we thought, why not have it in the belt, so that when you're gliding, if you're gliding in the dark, it still makes light. If you're holding something like an animal, it still makes light. It was just like a solution for us to allow us to use both hands. Yeah.
That makes sense.
This right here is, I was talking about having more detailed decorations to put on tables, to put on surfaces in your house. So this is one of them. It's cutlery. So we have plates, we have cups, jugs, and bowls. So there's one for Red Cliff, obviously, with the clay aesthetic. There's one for Fawn Heights with the stone aesthetic here. And then there's one for the Emerald Isle with more of a wood component to it. So these are really interesting, and we are interested in maybe having the ability to put food in them. So we like the idea of players cooking food, not for the bonuses of them, but this time around just to decorate their house. So they could make a cup of coffee, a little pumpkin pie, and place that on the plates and in the cups, and it would just decorate their home and make it all the more cozy. So this
Super
is kind of
cute.
where we're going with that.
It'll add so much detail. All the cluttercore interior designers are gonna love these.
I think as a final touch, right? Like you build a nice
Yeah.
house, you put some curtains
Final
or tables,
touch.
and then it really adds
It's like
to
the
it.
cherry on top is adding the cutlery, and you can like invite some friends over. And, hey, look at my pumpkin pie. Some cutlery would be nice too. Yeah. Someone in our Discord, Super Doom, was making cutlery with just custom pieces, so I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's so good. Could you make sure they're all stackable, please? They're not going to be items.
Oh.
They're going to be buildable decorations. So this way you can build them all around. If you mean stackable, like you can put 2 plates on
Like
top of
maybe
each other,
stack the plates
then
on
sure.
like a shelf or something. Yeah, like a cover, for sure.
Snapping, yeah, we can keep that in mind for sure. A play like a tower of 5 bowls because there was a feast the night before.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, could you imagine the too that you can tell?
Yeah.
The last supper.
That would be very cool. And also for our own ruins that we make in the game, we can tell stories with these
Yeah,
elements too.
exactly.
This is more of a maybe. I'm not sure if we're gonna do that in the end. But in the desert biome, we have a green pigment that we currently use cactus chunks for. Although there are a lot of cacti, different cacti, and we kind of wanted that pigment to be more rare because right now you can just go around and cut 60 cacti on the same exact island and have 60 of that pigment. So this was an idea for replacing green pigment to make it not about cacti but more about a new plant that we designed, and this was the look of it. And we had different options before, but we really liked A. It's just a glimpse into the world of Kenzie when she thinks about concepts.
Yeah,
So many different
for
things.
sure. Oh, it's so hard to pick. They're all so nice. Like I loved, well, mine's cutlery, B, but ultimately A is very unique. So I think if you're looking for something rare, having something unique like that, and if it spins and flies, it'll be easy.
Mm-hmm. And I think, one of our pillars of game design is to make everything, if possible, related to the wind, the sky, or something related to the premise. So I think that suggestion here really works in that sense because things that float in the wind like this just makes sense and adds to the world of Aloft, I think.
Yeah. It reminds me of those hats that have, like, helicopter blades on top.
Yeah. This is also something that's going to be coming. So we wanted to add more shelving and horizontal surfaces to put those smaller decorative elements. So your stone sculptures, your candles, your small baskets for storage and stuff like that. So we're going to be adding shelves of different kinds, just so we can place stuff. We also have other types of shelves, so just a single plank shelf that will go on any wall, so you can customize a bit more how many you want to place and what size you want it to be.
I love those shelves, especially the one with the leaf. Super cute.
Because I know people already right now make shelves by using the custom plank piece, and that's always kind of a pain to do, and it would be nice to just have an easy way to make shelves.
For sure.
This is kind of a hint at an upcoming change we want to make in the game. So right now there's a very frustrating part of co-op, which is that we can save an island from the corruption, and I can explore the ruin of the old house in the corner of the island, and there's 5 chests, but they're all empty because someone else loot goblin their way out of there before me. So this is really frustrating, even though you're going to say, oh, can you share me the loot, please? Or so we kind of want to remove that that element that can be frustrating depending on the player group, and just make sure everyone has fun equally. So we wanted to replace the chest that we see right now in the game by those chests right here that don't work like storage but work like loot. So when you open them, you can't put stuff inside. You can't manipulate what's inside. When you open them, you get stuff, and then it's done. You're finished with it. A bit like in Zelda, you open a chest, you obtain some arrows, a sword, and it's done. You can't interact with the chest no more. But this way, everyone can interact with the chest, and they each will get their own piece of loot. Because storage inherently have to be synced in multiplayer. If I put something in a chest, you have to be able to see it to grab it. and therefore if I can take something in a chest, then it will be taken out for you as well. But with this new system, everyone gets their loot, everyone is happy.
I think that's such a great change. Playing with friends, I've noticed this. You know, we contribute to like clearing the corruption and then restoring the ecosystem and then runs to the chest and everything. So I think it's fun, especially the hidden chests like door kept. Kuro said, "Why are they called animal buildings?" Kenzie has a habit of forgetting to change the title. I think she probably uses the template for concept art and has like probably like 800 layers or so. So that is why these chests are called animal buildings.
Yeah. we all often make fun of it at review session because there's like clearly a belt torch and it's written animal building. I think animal building has been there quite a lot in the last few weeks because she just doesn't change it. But yeah.
That's super funny. Those were obviously changed when we made the. I mean, I hope they were. I think they were. These chests also just look super cool.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Like, kind of like the eyeballs.
Kind of a fish texture to them.
Yeah.
Kind of a part of the shipwreck visual language. Yeah.
It's almost like maybe the travelers pieces of those to make chests.
Yeah, exactly. From the barrels and everything.
Yeah.
This right here is a way to showcase your tools. So we call them wall mounts. So you can place tools in them to hang them on the walls. When we have 6 different tool looks, like with the serrated bone, the leviathan bone, and the windstone crystal and everything, then there will be more of an incentive to, not destroy your old tools, but maybe use them decoratively instead. Or maybe you just want to add some flair to your room and add the tool there. So there we go. We also have different ones, so some of them for the bow, like this one, and also different shapes. So we didn't make all of them, but we made quite a lot of them. So I don't quite remember which ones, but yeah, it's a nice addition.
Super cool.
And then this is just a way to hang things easier, because I know a lot of people like to use the hanging lanterns. They're very easy to hang from the roof, but when you want to hang them from a wall, you have to go through all these extra steps to make sure there's like a little piece coming out of the wall to make sure you have something to hang the lantern on. This is just a small additional piece to make sure that's easier.
Neat. I like the tree one a lot. I mean, I like them all, but the tree one looked very natural. Very neat.
Cozy.
And they're so versatile. You can hang lamps, make like a street lamp or sort of thing like that.
Yeah, or kind of a support beam in the corner of of your wall. Like, it doesn't have to be for hanging stuff. It can be just for decorative. So yeah,
for sure.
Possibility here.
Nice.
Other wall mounts as well, but stone ones. So there it is. I think we hit the end of that. So that's what we were allowed to show you, which is small stuff, all small decorative elements, but that is coming very soon. When I was saying that we are catching up on all the stuff we already did but haven't had the time to implement them, then this is definitely part of that. We do have a lot of big stuff coming that we were working on before 1.0, and that stuff will be revealed in due time. But yeah, that was pretty much it for this stream. And yes, and Kuro, I'm sorry. Maybe I can.
We'll answer just a few questions.
Yeah, definitely.
Girth Game says, "Hi everyone." Hey Girth. Checking YouTube.
Are copper
Belt
glass
lamp is
tools
really
still planned? Yes. So we have the glass tier, which comes after bone. We still have plans to make glass tools that are kind of fused with malachite copper. So yeah, that's still in the works, but we're still unsure where we want to fit that. It makes for a nice upgrade later in the game, but we're thinking about maybe making it come sooner than later, but we'll see.
There's a question on Steam. The animals in the game are really cute. Are there any plans to have dangerous animals in Aloft? I don't think we plan to have dangerous animals, but we do have more enemies planned.
Yeah, more enemies for sure. Dangerous animals, no, but solitary animals, maybe. So animals that prefer to be left alone, that could for sure be a thing. Um, I don't know. I was gonna say a fox, but fox would be too cute not to adopt. But like something that kind of lives its own life, and you kind of have to make sure it's all right and it's living the best life that it can. Then that
Living
we
its best
could,
life.
but I think we won't add aggressive animals. The same way, the same reason Minecraft does it. You know, Minecraft also has a code of like their values as a game, and don't want to have aggressive animals just because then it forces the player to be aggressive back, and then you have animal
Yeah,
violence even for people who don't really want to engage with that.
we don't
So
want that.
I don't think we'll have aggressive animals per se, but definitely more corrupted stuff, and maybe we'll have corrupted creatures in more places to use the same design space as aggressive animals would occupy, for sure.
Kuro asked an interesting question. So, the starting area is still fixed, but the level designers added variants of
Yeah.
some of the islands that are in the starting cluster to kind of freshen up the experience. So if you create a new world, you might recognize an island, but it has been reworked. Um, so both variants exist basically.
Yeah, and as Hayley said, they are still the same location. So there's not new island added islands or removed islands. It's the same configuration, but yeah, sometimes you have a little variation on the one island, um, which I think all islands have a variation except the fresco ones, because it takes a lot of time to do. Yeah. Are there ever going to be huge chests? I don't know. I think like the locked chests for now are the biggest chests we have in the game. I think any bigger than that, it can be like too much at once. Um,
Maybe too many freebies.
yeah. Maybe if one day we feel the need to have uh, more uh, like another step after locked chest that's even more rare, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no plans for that right now.
That'd be cool.
Are there plans to give peaceful mode tick box? Yeah, so peaceful mode was in the game back in the demo era. We couldn't quite keep it up to date in the release, but we do want to, as soon as possible, make it back into make it work again. So peaceful mode, if you're playing solo, basically no enemies spawn and there's no tentacles to hit you. So you still have corrupted islands to gather fibers and stuff like that, but you won't have any fighting to do. In multiplayer, it just makes the enemies ignore you, so you can still live a peaceful life and just collect stuff and hit stuff, but you won't be the target of anything. So that's definitely something we want to bring back.
That's neat.
The peaceful mode.
Yeah, we're gonna look into it and maybe find a way to customize the experience a little bit. Maybe that just less overwhelming. Definitely the tentacle. There's some work to be done there, but we do plan to revisit it eventually.
Yeah. Has there been any word on the refurbished demo release? Not yet. So
Fortunately not.
it takes a lot of time to make the demo, and we're not quite sure when would be the right time to bring it back, because the demo that we used to have is really too different from the base game right now for us to want to put it out there back. So we'd have to make a new one. So the real question is, how long does that take, and what are we removing from the pipeline of production if we make a new demo? But I know it was really loved, so we might look into making a new one, but we're unsure. We're not sure. We're discussing it, and it might come and make an appearance back, but I cannot guarantee anything.
It would another thing to mention is that the files demo and the released game aren't compatible. So we didn't want players to spend like so much time building and really experiencing the demo and then unable to transfer that progress to this game. So maybe, obviously no promises, but maybe if we end up re-releasing the demo, we can have it be compatible with progress, the character or something like that.
Tentacles should give you hugs in peaceful mode.
I like that idea. They
That's so
definitely
funny.
have the wingspan to wrap around
Yeah,
the
they
player
do.
and give them a little hug. Could you imagine they in the not peaceful mode they like were able to pick you up and just like they kind of do throw you across the island, but could you imagine they were able to pick you up?
I like the shriekers a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like throw you like goodbye, throw you off the island.
Oh. We do have another question, which is, will there be a compass showing the direction of the storm? I felt lost the first time I played. So we did do UI mock-ups of what a compass would look like and what kind of information we want to display in that compass. Mainly because we know a big need for the players is to be able to identify which islands in a cluster they've already been to, so that they can make sure they've explored the whole cluster before moving to the next one. But also the direction of the storm and also a few other key information points. So we might put it in the game at some point. Again, not sure when that would be or if it will be, but we are definitely on the track to add it eventually, because we're already past the point of making mock-ups. We're just tinkering about if we really want it or not.
Super Doom just joined us on YouTube, and Super Doom is an amazing builder, by the way, everyone. If you want to check out their builds in our Discord or on the workshop, definitely do that. And no worries that you joined late, because we're gonna upload VOD of this stream to our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to check it out. And thanks for the love. Been loving Aloft since day one. That's awesome to hear.
I think we do have to cut it now. This will be the end of the live stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Had a ton of fun. Thank you, Hayley, for joining us as well this time around.
Oh, thank you, Nico. Nico did a great job preparing all the assets for this live stream, set up the stream, so huge shout out to Nico. Well, this was super fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing more dev streams in the future. If you guys want to see streams, let us know on Discord. Maybe for each major content update, we can hop on a stream, and some of the other devs on the team were interested as well joining the stream, so if we could have like a full 8-player stream in the future, if you're interested in that, let us know, because that could be fun. And probably super chaotic, knowing our team and the theft that would go on, the animal theft, and who knows what. So I think it could be super fun. So let us know if you want to see that, and thank you for hanging out with us. It's been super fun to see familiar names. 8 players and no cheats. Yeah, that will be the ultimate challenge.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you
so much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.